All right. Let's buckle up. Let's get ready to rock and roll. It is time for some Dungeons and Dragons. Episode 27. Homebrew. Strange Acquaintances campaign. Let's see how this goes. Hey, Internet, my name is Todd. I hope you're having a wonderful time. We have the dramatic music playing. Let me switch that up. It's going to get goofy to begin with. So we're going to do a quick intro. I'm Todd. I'm going to be the DM. And you can watch us. You can check all our previous episodes. We're on episode 27, as I said. But we've got previous campaigns you can check out on podcasts, on all the places. You can check it out on YouTube. I should probably just record this. I only have to say it once. That'd be good, right? Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna be playing some Dungeons and Dragons, and we're gonna meet the table. Do a quick recap. We are in the midst of a massive big deal, but we're gonna dive in and meet the table first. Actually, hi table.
Hello. Enthusiastic reply.
I love it.
I don't know. It seems like that's what you want, so I figured out.
This is a core statement.
Just bring it on. All right,
Yeah.
so
I will say about the whole recording that section. I keep thinking I need to make an intro for my own stuff, and yeah, you already have your side quest live intro thing. Record some narration over top of that as it rolls in and.
You know what? I use it as a vocal warm-up. It's just
perfect. You gotta have that. That's important.
New York, crack that ice, because nobody wants to start a game and be like, I just woke up.
So, where were we? What did we do last time?
Who's the what now with the hoodoo? So speaking of
a holder,
yes, there was a whole big deal. I'll just throw it up on there for a second. There was a whole big deal going on with the big throwdown. The party has tried to rescue Grandma of Elias's grandmother, and right now, I still have to set all the cameras and stuff. But that's the idea. So we'll do a quick recap.
She's safe.
Yes, Grandma's safe, sort of.
Yay!
For some reason, Steve, you're a bit quiet.
Presumably safe.
Okay, well, let me figure.
You're not that quiet, but you're a little quiet compared to what I'm used to. All right, so we're going to go around and meet the table. You met me. Let's go above me on this. Timely, who are you and what do you do?
I am Hilda Bonebraid. She is a dwarf paladin, and because I had to skedaddle early last session, I think I'm kind of on the fringes of the fight, but as a paladin, she's gonna get herself right back in there. She is a med school dropout. Like Tom, I probably could record all of this intro.
That's true. We probably could have just done this once.
Disappointment to her family twice over, maybe thrice over. Who knows if they ever received the letter that she wrote? Long time
Let's
ago.
assume they've got a fairly
They
advanced.
can't be disappointed if
service.
they don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll just be disappointed vaguely, but they won't be disappointed specifically about
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll just be like,
Or
we
be
didn't hear from her.
disappointed eventually, even if they're not disappointed yet.
Absolutely. So that's Timely playing our resident paladin, one of several actually. There's a bunch of paladins up in this business. But hey, that's what sometimes you get that. I wonder, is that we do accept suggestions, audience or player, for product placement. So maybe there's a spray to get rid of paladins. I don't know. Is that something you can do, Steve? Like a paladin invasion?
Hey, I can make an
Paladin.
All right. So we've met Timely, the dwarf paladin. Let's jump back over now and meet Darcy's character.
Hey everyone, I'm Darcy. You can find me at twitch.tv/DarcyBits. I do other things than this, and they're good, and you should check them out on my YouTube and Twitch.
Nice.
Anyway, for this game, I'm playing Wisdom. She is a human monk. as it says on the screen right now. I wasn't thinking about saying human, but I just saw it throw up on the screen, and I was just like, human monk, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was
Something
actually
that is worth mentioning that I always forget to talk about. Yeah.
And oh, by the way, I am a big believer in switching over the lexicon to species, because that just seems a little less loaded and a little more, I don't know.
Yeah.
Better. A little more better. That's what we're here for.
Appropriate.
Yes.
Either way, no, she's a human. She's a monk. She grew up in a monastery and is time to see the wide world, and didn't get very far. Turns out didn't get very far, and now this is happening. And the spirit within her is taking control of her body. And she doesn't even really know what's going on, really. Like, if she wakes up, if the astral visage drops, she's just gonna be so confused and maybe pass out. I don't know.
That's okay. It's a good stand-in for the audience. I love it. All right, keep going around the horn. We're gonna go meet Brandon next, and their character Elias.
Yay! I'm Brandon. I play Elias Eckhart, who is a half-elf wizard, a young one, probably around 18, 19, who just met these people and then accidentally got into trouble with them, and now he's been yanked away from the battle by his grandma that they went out to save, and who knows what he'll do next.
Absolutely. I believe she gave you a good dressing down when you came to rescue her. Something along the lines of, let me see if I get the camera right. She said something like, "What are you doing, you fool?" Or some such things like that. So that'll be, we'll pick up where she left off there.
I was planning to die and I was happy about it. Get out of here.
A little bit behind the DM screen. Seriously, if you're a divination wizard, is that not the very first thing? You're like, okay, when's my checkout? Right?
You didn't save my life, you ruined my death.
Exactly. Ooh, I like that line. I'm gonna posit that back in.
I don't know what it is. It's from something. Don't yeah.
There's a better death waiting for you. Somewhere.
A more better death. Maybe that's tonight's episode title. Speaking of which, internet, you can, and players, consider our title. All right, let's keep going around the horn and meet Gordon. Gordon, hi.
Hey, I might be playing two characters tonight, I think. I am. I am playing Talthar as one character, a paladin of conquest, who is in the fight of his life. Kind of swooped in last game and is bringing it to a beholder and his cronies.
Which, if you're going to have a fight of your life, that is a great way to do it. Just like, bam!
So we'll see how that goes. And Rook, who escaped imprisonment yet again last session, and looks to be, through a plot point, joining through the portal. And,
it's true. We did that off camera.
Yeah. But looks like he is through plot point is going to be coming over and may get a little payback. So we'll see.
Absolutely. You know what? I literally just had to make you another character card, so I'm going to edit that up later, and we'll put Rook back in there, because that was all season 1 going on right there. So we'll see what happens there. But yes, I did want to. That's a great thing. I'm glad you remembered. This is why he's our official record keeper. He remembers things, and so yes, I believe it was Steve. Was it Steve who spent the plot point?
Steve spent the plot point. Yeah,
an excellent plot point, sir. If you go back to the last episode, we'll wait. I'm kidding. We'll just recap. So the last episode, Rook in Tazvarel, a different city the group is trying to get back to. He's imprisoned, and he's about to make good his escape away from the Beholder when he notices the Beholder is teleporting, and the teleport sigil flashes, but it stays active, and he sees on the far side his friends just in that kind of telescopic wormhole view. He sees his friends through the portal, and the last second makes a last-second judgment call and rushes forward and we'll see what happens from there on out. All right. Where were we? That was Gordon. Let's talk. I think we'll talk to Steve last. Otherwise, I'll forget. So let's go talk to Bella.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bella. I'm playing Isolde Connolly. And yeah, once again, here we are. Gex has got me into a pickle, and I'm going to have to save his ass. That is just how it goes.
That is.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. And,
Thanks, Gex.
I think your
See,
blood...
even my dogs are mad.
There you go. That's probably the Valentines. I don't want to give away your business. But anyway, yes, that reminds me. It is Valentine's. So if you're joining us for the first time or the 10th time and it's Valentine's Day, well, I got a whole thing. Just thank you for spending some time with us, players and any listeners and viewers, especially if you're here live. Thanks for spending the time with us. It's funny because I was going to give everybody the offer. I was chatting with my wife. I was like, should I cancel the game? I mean, it's Valentine's. And she was like, it's a Dungeons and Dragons game. You're probably okay.
That's a dig on...
Yeah, it was a sick burn. It was a sick burn. I was like, well, if that does definitely speaks more to me, my experience as well. So I'll take that on the chin. All right. Let's keep going around the horn, and we will meet Matt. Is Matt here? I see they're in the chat.
I am here. So I am playing Balin Iron Eater of the clan Iron Eater. He's a traditional dwarven craftsman, and he's the first of the generation of dwarves who's been born in the old halls of Illafarn to venture back out into the world looking for lost lore and secrets and to bring him back home.
Nice. And
See,
I love the fact
dwarf,
that you...
my dad would be proud of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Your dad would love this dude. You know, if you bring him back home, I'm just saying, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, he joined us late game, regurgitated by a purple worm, and we'll see where that goes from here. Thank you, Matt. All right, and then last, but certainly not least, Steve.
Still here, still playing Gex Techford. Who character I'm surprised is still alive in a way, because I made him in 5 minutes. He was totally disposable, but apparently it's hard to kill. That whole adventurer, 60-something-year-old spirit. We'll see if he makes it out alive. If not, at least he's kind of feeling a bit like a Klingon, you know? Give me a glorious death kind of thing.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that.
But if he survives, he'll be happy with that too.
There you go. All right. Love it. So we are, I think it was Darcy. Was it? Somebody mentioned a very fun a way to consider the, what was it? Something about drive like it's stolen. Darcy, do you remember?
Oh, yeah, that's from Monster Hearts, a very good role-playing game that I highly recommend, where one of the, player tenets, they call them. Just here's what you should try to do. It's not a rule. It's just feel this in your character, and it is player characters like stolen cars. And I don't think it really works that well personally, but the premise is, go ahead, crash that thing. It's not yours. Who cares? It's temporary.
Darcy steals a lot of cars.
Well, you know, Toronto has a problem.
No.
He's speaking from experience. This
Exactly.
is for sure.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, that's why I don't think that it does work. It's I don't think you should be trying to draw attention to yourself if you're in a stolen car. You gotta, fly under the radar, but, whatever.
Ooh,
I think it's going to be more like the Grand Theft Auto thing, where it's just you're driving away from cops. Who cares if you get the bumper bashed in? At least you got away from them, right? I think that's really what they're going for.
Okay, I thought you meant just
anyway.
seriously wreck it up.
I mean, do that too. Feel free to jump out the side door while it goes off into traffic,
Well, it certainly makes for an exciting game. All right, so that is our intro. That is, we'll do a quick recap in just a moment. but basically the players are on a mission. A mission from God. No, they're on a mission from dragons, actually from mages. They're supposed to be getting the help of the dragons to fight against the Inquisition, which turns out, spoiler alert, is actually a league of monsters who were controlling people and mages and other monsters through these strange crystals that embed in people's heads and control them. So that's the quick recap there. The party has been sent on a mission to go out to the islands and back. Seemed pretty straightforward. There were dummy missions along the way as well, including Talithar and Torig, who were carrying a false stone to. But this party actually was sent with a real stone to go and bring it back to Talithar, Tazvarel, sorry, and unify the mages and the dragons. So that is the metagame, but in the meantime, they're just trying to get off this island. And they've run into snag after snag. And Talithar, who it turns out had been tailed by one of these monsters, met up with you guys, and then the monsters knew where you were, and the divination wizard's grandma figured out very quickly that they things were up. And then Torig tried to warn Talithar, send him a message, get out while you still can, but unfortunately it was a bit late, and ended up sounding in great pain, and then suddenly bamfing over here. And if you look on our map, Torig is somewhere on this map. I forget where exactly, but he is here under their control with one of these red crystals embedded in his forehead, forcing him to... Oh, there he is. There he is, right next to Talithar. Yeah, isn't that sweet? When friends die together. What? No.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to spend a plot point.
Whoa! Okay.
Torig is from Clan Irony.
I love it. For those who didn't maybe hear that, Torig is from Clan Iron Eater, which is the same clan as our friend Balin. All right. And with that, we enter a massive battle with lots of classic goodies, none the least of which is a Naga, a Beholder, an Oni, and a Reaper-like, Grim Reaper-like creature that keeps appearing and taking on the players. And with that, we're going to cut, and we'll be back in just a second.
He's famous from your clan, and he's from Session 0. Him and Talithar were the very first two characters showcased in the seasons.
It's true.
And he was played by Carl, but Carl is on hiatus for a bit, so he's been NPC'd.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
All right, everybody.
He's a wizard.
Welcome to our Valentine's Day game. Roll for initiative.
Sweet.
That's how we begin.
Like actually?
Initiative.
Yes, actually.
Actually rolling for initiative.
Yes, actually roll for initiative.
Oh, so we're not going to keep the turn order from last time?
Unfortunately not. Sorry. You're like, damn
He
it.
lost his notes and can't remember who had what initiative. So
The reset is good. Yeah.
I thought
I
I
actually
told you.
told him
But
not
I
to
want to
roll
keep
D&D
my
Beyond.
initiative. It was 28, and I really
It was
All
pretty
right,
good.
you know what? I
Last-
do have
It was
my
a big
notes.
sudden thing.
All right.
It took everyone's attention, and you had to try again.
All right. Tell you what. No. I understand. And I do have my notes here. So to prove Gordon wrong, I'm going to keep the initiative scores from last time. All right. Just to
I don't
prove
even
that I do
remember
keep
what it
notes.
was.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just curious how much of that stuff in the intro we as like characters know, because that's the first time I heard a lot of that stuff. And I know that I was like new, right? I missed most of season 1, but
I didn't know Talithor was being tailed here.
A lot of that stuff, it's like, what?
Yeah,
Did
no,
that in the
that
game,
was
or is
implied.
that just stuff you're telling us now?
It was, I forget whether it was Empty Wisdom or Elias saw that the Grim Reaper had been super interested in Talithar. So Brandon's nodding his head. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't
think
remember
I
that.
mentioned it.
Eli never got the chance to tell anyone about
I mean,
it.
you guys can
but that
say.
being tied to being a council of monsters controlling people in the world, like, what? Like, that's news to me.
Well,
Then again,
I hope
these
that
recaps
that's
are always
apparent.
really funny because they're from the context of like the expedition that went out, and I'm just sitting there being like, I just got here. I don't know. I'm not involved in any of that.
Who are you people? What's going on? I'm about to die
We're carrying
alongside
what to a dragon to do what now?
What is the
Alright.
turn order? Do we
Oh
want to
no,
do that?
I'll read it out because so Isolde with 28. Then we've got if it's relevant, Beatrice. Then we've got Talithar. Then no more Hoodrick. I can take Hoodrick off this list because Matt
shit, he
executed
died.
them. Hoodrick
Oh,
is
man.
dead. Now,
Oh
for
my
those,
god.
for those who don't know who Hoodrick was the mage who's been a thorn in your side. Mage Tower mage, but they're not all entirely the same faction. It's a loose unified mage towers. And so this group, which was the Ocean Tower, didn't take kindly to this adventuring party because he kind of sank one of their boats and killed a bunch of their people.
Well, they were after them before they sank the boat, but whatever, you know.
Yeah, but, you know. So anyway, this particular mage was not very happy about that, even though technically you were working for them, for the mage towers, plural. So anyway, they probably didn't know that, and they just wanted to execute you. So Hoodrick was a dick, let's just say that, and Matt effectively ended him. Oh, sorry, Balin effectively ended him with a big stone hand, or big dirt hand.
Good.
Absolutely. It's the worst kind of shocker. All right, then, so anyway, Talithar is next after that. Then Gex. Then Hilda. Then something. Then Elias. Then all of Hoodrick's men, who basically got convinced, more or less, to fight on your side last game.
Or died.
Or they died. They're definitely dying quickly.
Other than we're dead. I'm looking at all these X's on the screen
There's a lot
right
of
now.
X's on this
It's a
screen.
lot.
We're convincing them to fight and die.
Yeah,
For us.
exactly. Have a good death.
The most noble thing you can do is immediately switch sides and then die.
Exactly. So after that, we've got Balin with a 7. Then we've got Empty Wisdom with a 7. Ashina with a 4. Oh, let's talk briefly about Ashina. Ashina was a druid on your side, played by Donnie, and unfortunately got just demoed by the Beholder. The Beholder got the eye. What is it? The eye stock, the Death Ray, and
Death Ray.
55
That's what it
necrotic
says.
points later, slam. And the only thing is, none of you know this. Well, actually, who's got a passive perception above 16? Anybody?
I have 16. I'll have to double check. But I don't think I was paying attention to that. Maybe I was, in that, like, I was kind of around, in that, like, I was next to Ashina for most of that. But
You were
also, a
keeping
lot's
tabs
going
on
on,
Ashina.
and
So I'm
suddenly
gonna say
stuff. And then
16's
you had me
enough.
run away.
So
Let me see.
empty.
My passive perception is 19. Sorry, I misspoke.
Oh, damn. Okay, so you saw. Nobody else
Yeah.
did, unless you got a passive perception at or above 16. Ashina
That's kind of my jam.
had been running north to try and aid Hilda, and actually got to Hilda, did a massive heal, level 4 heal into Hilda, and had the opportunity to attack. Hoodrick chose to heal their ally Hilda instead, and then took the Beholder Death Ray. And so, as Ashina lay dying, their little familiar, a fey being, creature, came crawling up and basically sang a fae song and teleported her away, plane shifted away to parts unknown. And that is the last that you saw of Ashina, unconscious on the ground, as the little tiny fae dragon tried desperately to rouse her. Okay, so where's the party?
And where would Rook now be?
I will bring Rook into this in just a moment. I will let, for planning purposes, you would have been very close to where that beholder currently is. Okay. All right. Come, and being a rogue, you know, that's the way. Oh, and by the way, the Oni summoned a bunch of skeletons because, you know, it's an Oni. It's going to do stuff.
They're very well known for summoning skeletons.
It's a thing. It's fine. It's doing things. It's a magic user of some kind, being nasty, and there's a bunch of random skeleton mobs running around, messing up people. All right. And without further ado, I think we can dive back in. And we got to the top of the order last time. And I'm actually... Hold on one sec. Authentic ASMR ready? Oh, it didn't come through. Ripping sounds as I got the initiative order out of here, so I just ready to go. All right. Top of the order. Isolde.
Okay. I'm looking around. I see all this. I see, you know, our little wizard just kind of disappear. And I kind of look down at all the scene happening below me.
If I recall correctly, Empty Wisdom has just, like,
Yeah,
closed the
you
distance
clever.
to you. And I think, like, covered your eyes so that you wouldn't look at the,
you
like,
kind of
that
blocked
sign
my
of
eyes
the
so I
thing.
can see the phantom.
And I think I say something like, we got what we came here for. We should
What'd
just
you
leave.
say?
We got what we came here for. We should just be leaving.
And she just kind of smiles at him and goes, yeah, okay. And then she kind of just stands up a little bit from her where she was perched, and I can see the beholder. Yeah,
You can see the beholder. Now, not but 5 feet away from you is this shifting black, shadowy cloth tendrils of this strange creature that keeps phasing in and out of sight. The Reaper looking at you, but you fortunately resisted such things last time.
okay.
But yes, the beholder is the Oni is flying about 30 feet in the air, and about 40 feet away from you, I would say. About 45 feet away to your kind of northwest. And then the beholder is in behind that, right next to this large snake-like creature.
Right here?
Snake horse.
The beholder...
Snake horse.
Yes, snake horse.
Which one
I
is
forgot Phil had done that.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the beholder is rotated right now, looking away from the party with that massive central eye and toothy maw, facing behind for some reason. The elemental that Gex threw into existence and magic item spent is now harrying the beholder from behind. You see the Naga just next to it, and a couple of people from Hudrik's men just kind of harrying the Naga.
Okay. So she's gonna is she intelligent enough to know, or does she realize if she looks at the what is he, the phantom thing?
The Reaper?
The Reaper. Does she know if she looks at him, that's how he kind of can get her?
I believe, I'd give that to you because Empty Wisdom quickly tried to close your eyes and be like, don't look, or something to that effect.
Okay.
I'll have done that.
So
I took over your...
My question then is, this is going to determine what I do. with my brand of castigation, because it's now free. Well, I don't think it matters whether. I think I can move it at will, but it says I can brand any creature that I damage with a weapon with my right on it. So
Sure.
would I be able to I'd have to look at it though to see. Yeah. I'm going to
What do you
close
want
my
to do?
eyes, turn around, knowing where it last was when I was looking at it. I'm going to turn around and take my shot.
At the Reaper.
I'm assuming. Yeah,
Okay, make your roll with disadvantage.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I would assume.
That
16.
seems appropriate.
A 16 hits. Roll for damage.
Nice.
Brand
Is
of
your-
castigation, which now means I know where it is, whether I'm looking at it or not.
Nice. I will ask this,
always know where
however.
it is.
Is your attack... is anything about your attack magical?
I guess.
Like, do you have
I
a magic
mean-
bow or a magic weapon of some kind? Like arrows?
No.
Okay.
Like my bow is my bow. It's just a regular bow. But my blood right is on it.
So your blood right damage will be magical, but unfortunately your regular bow damage is going to be at pardon me, at half due to resistances.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your damage. Oh, you already did. Look at that.
Well, that's the part of my damage.
That's the damage.
Right.
So there's
So
my blood
the
right
6
damage.
piercing is going to be down to 3, but the 4
Okay.
is full. So
And
total
I'm
of
going
7.
to take... And now I do not have to roll at disadvantage anymore.
Right, that's absolutely true. Even though you're not looking, you're just
Ooh.
like,
So that is a 26
26 hits.
Nice.
for another... so half of 5 would be what?
Down to 2. Yeah. So
And
total
so 7.
Total of 7 more damage. 14 points of damage on this creature. You hear this thing give this horror, like, you hear thunk, thunk of the 2 arrows kind of hitting something in there. And it almost looks to empty as though it's missing, but there's the arrow finds something solid in the center, even though it sinks about 6 inches further in than you have, like, than it should. And the creature gives out this horrible
Yeah.
"You have successfully
And-
hurt death."
Just want to double check.
It's not a fight for you. Should move on or change your quarry.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Nice. Perfect. Coming up next. Let's cut over to Beatrice. And there's a thing that happens. First of all, Brandon, walk with me. Matt, before we do anything else. Matt, walk with me. Back in time for just a moment. All right. I don't actually have a proper duel card for us for some reason. So just 1 second. I gotta fix that. So, Matt, Balin and Talithar had been walking with your companions who were on their way towards the ship to get it ready to finally leave this God's forsaken island. As you're going, the large lizard folk man, Lesrin, who you're escorting, is taking you, is walking alongside you, and then Talithar. So many damn names. Talithar suddenly flinches with a message. He doesn't share what it is, but you can see something about him. Actually, go ahead and do an insight check for me. With advantage.
There we go. 13. Oh,
Nice.
sorry, with advantage. I get to roll it again, actually. Sorry.
Yes, you do.
Woo!
25 on the second one.
Nice.
Good thing
So-
you remember.
You very quickly assess that Talithar suddenly has... Now, he's normally a person with a mission, but this time it's just like arrow focus, directly do it that way, and he actually mutters aloud his response to his ancient friend, to his the person who's kind of talking in his head. Gordon, I don't know if you remember exactly what you said. As Talithar less, or more or less?
I think I said something like, "Don't worry, we're coming."
That's right.
Right.
So, you got the impression that he was given a message and that he was speaking to somebody and suddenly aware of danger over there. Now, being a paladin, he sometimes does that. He gets these senses, and you would have been aware of that. All of a sudden, you know what? Gordon, by any chance, did you mention your old friend's name?
I probably did. Yeah, like Torag.
Thank you for playing along.
It's like,
So,
like
I think you
Torag.
did actually. I remember you
I actually
being
did.
like,
So
that probably isn't my friend, but I remember it because of the spell that he casts. And it's like, who's your friend? And yeah.
yeah. So you mentioned the
I
word
feel like you recognize them.
Tory.
Mhm.
Matt, you know that name.
I do. What kind of things is Toreg was he known for? Is he a
He
warrior?
was a mage. He was a
mage.
wizard, which is not that common amongst dwarves, not unlike yourself.
Yeah, okay.
What is
I guess I'd ask
the relation between you and Torig?
I think I sent you some artwork before of the person I wanted to be my master, the person whose spirit is probably, animated from my book, right? Maybe this is like Toreg's wife, or maybe a cousin to Toreg or something.
The circle is small amongst dwarves, especially from your clan, Iron Eater clan.
Yes.
But even smaller amongst those who study the arcane arts. The infusion of magic into items is no stranger to dwarven kind. But specifically those who wield the arcane arts, for that and for other purposes, the circle is even smaller. You know Torig. You know Torig fairly well. Torig left the Iron Eater domain some time ago, went out into the world, and sought closer connections with the mages of the above world. Torig, you would know, allied themselves with the mage clan and with the mage towers, and would often return, not for some time now, but Torig was known to have worked with the mage towers. You recognize Torig's name now as Talithar mentions it. It seems like Torig is in some kind of trouble or warning, just based on what Talithar said. How do you prepare yourself to aid your cousin?
Well, I almost wonder if maybe Torag's a bit of a controversial character in our clan because, he's joined the Wizards of the Surface World. Is he sharing our secrets or not, right? At the end of the day, he's still a member of Clan Iron Eater. We're family. I'm going to do my best to save his life, even if I might not agree with everything he's done. He's still a great, keeper of knowledge. And he's part of the clan. So I guess maybe I'd ask Talifar, is this Torag? That's a familiar name to me. Do you know his clan name?
And this is in the past?
This is in the past, just before you zipped over to try and help your friend.
I would have just said Iron Eater. Told me once.
So it is him. Okay. You were talking earlier, I believe I overheard, to a friend. This Torag is, I know him as well. It's very important to me that his life be preserved as well. As far as preparation, I don't have any buff spells or anything really like that. I would.
This Torag is important to you, Balin. The lizard man, Lesser, leans over, who you've been escorting, kind of planting his clawed hand on your shoulder. He's important to you.
He is. He's a great elder of our clan, a very learned man, a very skilled man.
Yes. And as Talithar is busy digging in his pouches and pulls out this kind of vial and begins to uncork it and chug it back, Lesrin reaches up to the necklace around his, to the dragon skull that he wears around his neck. It's not a full size; it's like an emblem, like a totem of some kind that he wears, like a symbol. And he reaches into the mouth,
right,
and begins to pry at it with his claws, and then pull, and snaps out jagged on one side, but essentially an onyx colored tooth from his emblem, and he passes it to you, Balin, and kind of grips your hand over with his and says, "May it see you through until we meet again. Save your kin, dwarf."
Thank you, Lesrin. Well, we've known each other for a short time. You've been a good friend, and I appreciate you. Good luck to you as well.
You saved me from a muddy, dishonorable death. I now return a favor. I hope.
Oh, you've certainly paid it back. There was never a debt, but I'll accept it as a gift. Thank you very much, my friend.
At that point, you look over, and Talithar has chugged whatever potion it was and is now floating a good 10 feet up in the air, looks back at you impatiently, and you're like, "Oh!" And he begins to rocket off in a due west-northwest kind of flight path. And at that point, what do you do?
Am I able to do a quick analysis of this tooth he gave me, maybe?
I mean,
Is there
you
anything special
could,
about
but
it?
you'll fall further behind.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to cast my fly spell and keep after him, right?
All right.
Yeah.
You cast your fly spell and tail off after the plate-mailed paladin. Off into the dark.
Before I go, actually, I want to give Lesrin one of my stone gifts. I want to give him a necklace carved with the head of one of my dwarven gods to maybe remember me by.
Nice. So you reach up, pull it off, breaking the chain, but it can be fixed. And you toss it over to him, and he catches it and holds it high. And Jimmy's like, "We'll have the boat ready." And you fly off in pursuit. Cut back to
Not that much of a cluster.
Well, we'll see. All right, whose turn was it? It was Isolde, right?
And
I
Beatrice
just
and Talithar.
finished. You were going to Beatrice and Elias.
I'm gonna have an interrupt here. Okay, so this guard, the axe wielding nasty guy that had been facing off with Hilda, and oh, by the way, Hilda, you're nowhere on the map because at the very end of the last game, the beholder used one of its eye stalks, picked you up with a telekinetic ray, and flung you into the bushes 30 feet away. So you are, yeah, that's where you've gone. But the dual-headed axe guard that had been once fighting against you is now desperately trying to take chunks out of the beholder, and the beholder doesn't seem to like that, and so it spends a legendary action to turn around and try to target it with a ray of some kind. One of the eye stalks swivels in its direction. Oh boy. Okay. All right. The guard, surprisingly, manages to save on his dex save as the eye and this weird kind of palish gray light beams out of the eye, striking at where the guard was, but he flinches away at the last second, just kind of batting it away, blocking it with his axe. The axe begins to kind of shimmer for a second and then begins to just dissolve into dust. And he quickly drops the axe and grunts at this beholder and draws out a dagger as he barely dodges the disintegration ray. All right, now it is Talithar's turn.
I also would be giving. He's in my aura, I think.
Oh yeah,
Plus 4.
yeah. Well, he rolled a 16, so he definitely passed that save.
Okay, cool. All right. Talithar with his bonus action has his sword at the ready again, and once again channels brilliant light into it for a blinding smite.
Nice.
And with that, he's just going to point his sword at the beholder and lunge to strike.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. 3.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage, and I believe I have a save of some kind.
First, I'll roll the damage, sure. But I guess the question I have is, I think that I can also use a Divine Smite and expend a spell slot
You can,
to do damage
sure.
on top of
paladins
that.
are kind of broken. Do it.
So I will do that and roll damage for the Blinding Smite. I will spend a second level spell slot because I'm out of 3. So then I do 3d8 plus 3d8 plus my weapon damage.
All right, go ahead and roll your attack, your damage, sir.
Dang. That's how you play Paladin?
That is how you play Paladin. You stack it till it's dead. I don't know if that's visible.
And it
for
will
the
take
camera.
42 damage to the face.
All right.
Roll a con save.
Rolled the con save. And if you on the stream you can see it. I don't think you can see it because my roll
what was
20 is
it?
broken. That is a natural 19. I'm sorry.
Oh, it passed. Okay.
So it is not blinded, but it does take the extra damage.
Okay. And I'm going to strike at it again.
Oh, we're
Sorry,
not
how
done.
much damage was that again? 42 points of damage.
42 points of damage, yes.
Ooh, that's a lot. That's some pretty good damage. That's some pretty good damage as this sword just with this brilliant flash of light and then an arc of this kind of greenish blood sprays.
The second attack, 26 to hit.
26 also hits.
Spending a second level spell slot to do 3d8 extra damage.
Talithar is not playing, folks.
What color is his shirt?
And he takes 29 on top, so he's
Oh
taken
my.
71 damage.
Jesus Christ.
That might be a table record. Wow.
Oh,
Oh, damn.
this is how you play Paladin. I'm glad I'm seeing this.
That beholder is just... There's these two massive gashes. It's still facing away from you, but these two massive gashes line its body, and it makes this horrible burbling sound. Like... It is not pleased with you, sir. All right. To that aim. That is your turn?
When it comes to movement, am I able to move like closer like this? Like get in, not quite in between, but like that? Like kind
You
of...
can get right up in his grill. Yeah, it's 10 feet, so you can scoot in an extra 5, get right up base to base with this thing.
Okay, cool.
And you look over at that formerly dual axe wielding maniac that was we need a name for this guy. Like, he's pretty freaking legendary for an NPC. But yeah, you look over, glance, and catch eyes for a second. You're just like, oh, and you're just laying into this beholder. It is hurt badly. Nice job.
I think it took like how much, 40 something or 50 something last.
Yep. It is. You're
Okay.
laying in the damage. All right, coming up next, Gex, you're on deck. Hilda, also on deck. But before that, a legendary action. As the beholder turns, not liking that one little bit, I need Talithar. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
As the eye stalk that had just looked at the unnamed warrior with the axe suddenly pivots in your direction, and that grayish light begins to wash in your direction.
I am going to spend an inspiration that you gave me to roll with advantage.
All right, fair enough. That's what they're there for.
Mhm.
$17
So
or a
17.
17 is a save. I need you to pick one item of your inventory that would be kind of on the outside. Could be a cloak, could be your boots, whatever.
You know what? I've always had like my old greatsword kind of strapped to my back. So,
Okay.
but I haven't been using it since session 0. So I'm just gonna say, like, in dodging it, it gets like the greatsword.
Sure, you pivot and it starts at the hilt and just begins to like just go into like a puff of dust from the hilt all the way down your back, and you're just like, you feel lighter. You feel lighter now. All right, that is the action. Nice save. Good job. All right, coming up next, Gex.
Just again, rinse and repeat. So he's going to dash himself in there, get all stabby, and then disengage.
So there's several things near you, so you have to just tell me which one you're going for. There's the elemental that just seemed to be randomly pummeling people right near you, about 10 feet away. Then there's the beholder directly across, about 55 feet away, almost directly due west. There's also this snake-like creature, a naga, that is sitting there. Now, you look at the snake-like creature, and it's partly horse as well, and it's partly on the ground, but the hooves with these strange flame-like hooves are almost stepping up in the air a little bit and then back down on the ground. So it seems to have some flight capability. I need you to tell me, who are you going to go stab, sir?
Oh, he's going straight for the beholder.
All right.
Kind of like gonna squeak between, this little lane here. between just like go right along this kind of track, straight on.
All right, so right past the elemental. All right, so you go.
The elemental seems kind of like it's not necessarily aggressive against us. So
It's actually now, strictly speaking, Empty Wisdom made it hostile towards the enemy who commanded it to be hostile to you. I don't know. Do you want to do an insight check for a second?
That guy's dead now. Who knows what they're up to?
Yeah, so, I mean, you can take a look at this elemental if you want, or you can just go for it. What do you want to do, Steve?
He's going to just rely on the fact that no one ever seems to notice him in this whole situation, and sneak between everyone at the best speed he can. And
all right, so as you go through,
I believe they heard their reaction already last time. They actually hit Hoodrick with their reaction.
That was last round. So
he died last round.
As Gex goes running through,
whatever.
As Gex goes running through, the elemental spins, noticing him, and takes a swing at him, and thumping the ground with this burning flame. The dirt and the brush behind you lighting on fire a little bit as it misses badly with a 3. So you don't get hit by the reaction. I will say this. Ashar, the cleric who's been sitting right there, quickly designates you not as an enemy, so you can walk through without that. So
that's nice of him.
That is nice.
It is nice. Oh my gosh. We're all fighting this beholder, and you decide to make
beeline through. You get past the dwarf who's kind of crumpled on the ground, standing next to Talithar now, and the unnamed guard guy. And internet, we're gonna need an unnamed guard guy name. I'm not joking. But anyway, you go ahead and make your attack, Steve.
So the attack is 26.
That hits.
And the damage is...
You get your sneak attack.
I get my sneak attack. So I will roll all of that together. Sneak attack is 9, 11... So 14 just from the sneak attack, and then the rapier is 1d8 plus 4. So 9 from the rapier.
All right. 9 from the rapier and 14 from the sneak attack. Nice.
Ooh.
And then he will again disengage to get.
And this thing is pissed off as the rapier is just leaving these deep puncture wounds. All right, it is still up, but it's looking really nasty. Okay, hovering bulbous form, eye stalks kind of flailing it when it gets attacked. That is Gex's turn. Coming up next, Hilda.
Ooh. Okay. So
you pick yourself up off. You are prone at the moment.
I
am thrown into the brush.
So do I have to? I guess I'm gonna have to roll something to get up.
No, you can just spend half your movement to get up.
Okay, I spend half my movement to get up, and then is the guard, the crossbow next to me, friendly at this point?
Maybe.
Maybe
you take a look at this guy. He's probably barely 18, new conscript into this faction, and is kind of looking wide-eyed like this is not what he signed up for. You get that for free, and he's got the crossbow, and it's cocked and ready, and he's nervously looking around, trying to decide who to shoot. You get that for free. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I say, I muster as much sternness as I can as a young university dropout. Look, I've been where you've been, young, unsure what you're going to do, but trust me, you're going to want to point that crossbow at the large snarling thing in the middle there.
Which large snarling thing? There's so many.
The one with the eyes. Many eyes, more than two.
Can I get you to do a persuasion check for me?
Oof. Oh my goodness. Even with a +8, it's only a 10. Dang.
You do it! And he throws you the crossbow and takes off. And begins to run north. And he only gets a little ways before he ends up seeing the body of Hoodrick as he's going north there. Ooh. And suddenly like, as he's like grabbed in this dirt hand that's busy like pinning it to the ground. And he like yelps and tries to sidestep it. And that's his turn. All right, Hilda, I'm going to count that as your bonus action if that's okay, unless...
Okay.
All right, you have a crossbow now.
I have a crossbow. Woo! With, I guess, like at least one bolt.
Yeah. It's a heavy crossbow too.
Ooh. What's the range on that? Because
a lot.
I am like ooh, okay.
Good luck.
Okay, I'm gonna try and shoot with my crossbow at the beholder.
All right.
I know it's currently turned away, looking not me necessarily. So maybe this won't strike a gigantic middle eye. But let's see.
Yeah. Well, roll your dex attack, please.
Ooh, my dex attack. What would that be? Oh. Oof.
You can just roll your dex and then add your proficiency bonus manually if it's easier.
It's not that much. It's 6. Obviously, I'm not proficient in a crossbow.
Yeah, you just it does go in that direction. That's you're proud of that. It just off into the dark, kind of amongst the trees, and that's what you got.
My father won't be proud of that.
All right, that's your turn. More disappointment for your dad. Oh no.
He doesn't have to have a play-by-play exactly what I do in these fights, but I think psychically he's gonna know. Like, just somewhere while he's toiling away in the mines, he's just gonna, oh, I feel like Hilda just disappointed me again.
All right. All right. He's just like, stubbed his toe, and he knows somehow it was related to you. All right. Let's see what happens next. Hold on one second. Ooh, interesting. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna roll for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 would be somebody on the NPC side. Sure. All right. So that same NPC that you went against, it's the Beholder, takes another legendary action and turns a different eye stalk towards this strange... I believe we got a name. Name is Triggs. So the man's name is Triggs, as he pulls out a dagger and begins to just get ready to stab the Beholder again, standing side by side with Talithar. He says, "It's an honor to fight with you, sir." And falls to the ground, completely unconscious. All right, Bernadette against... Is there an unconscious one? I don't know. There.
Triggs is definitely wearing a red shirt.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, it wasn't the disintegration ray.
It was not. Yeah,
they got
lucky. They did get lucky. All right, that's
a lot. Yeah.
Yep. A lot. Oh, now it is the variety of creatures' turns. The Beholder spins around at this point. It is real pissed off, and it begins to stare directly in this direction towards Talithar, but on a kind of a 45-degree angle from there, so it's not looking with that big eye right at the Naga. Actually, as it spins around, you see the Oni be like, and fall 30 feet down to the ground. Thump, right there. As the whatever caused it to be able to fly is no longer able to do. The beholder will then use 3 eye stalks.
Am I in its anti-magic cone now?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
It just turned towards you as its move action.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that seems weird, but okay. It doesn't say a range on these that I can recall. Okay. I don't think there's a range. Let me double check this. Hold on, sorry. 120 feet of it. Empty wisdom. Are you within 120 feet? Yes,
most
you are.
likely.
60 feet away.
20 feet.
I don't know why it would even notice me.
I don't know either, but that's what the dice roll said. So I need to do a wisdom save.
You're not
Empty
afraid
wisdom.
of a dice.
I trust the
All
dice.
right, what am I doing? Making a wisdom save? I'll do
Wisdom
that.
save. As the same eye stalk that was just gazing at Triggs kind of flicks in your direction.
Only a 13.
That fails. So you fall
I think
unconscious.
monks would be proficient in that, but they're not. Isn't that
Yeah.
wild?
I know, that's nuts.
Yeah.
All right, you
It's stupid.
become
It's like this one, even core mechanics. You get proficiency in strength instead. Like, what?
what?
I'm not a strength fighter.
Why am I? Yep. But
Yeah.
anywho, you are now unconscious. Okay. I mean, as far as things go, that's still pretty good.
I need you to give me a scene. I need you to give me a scene as to like why that happened, because it
So,
doesn't make any sense.
You are reaching over,
As an audience
blocking
Yeah.
Isolde's view, and kind of warn
Mhm.
against this Reaper, and it's looking at you like the red gem in the Reaper's forehead, in the skullish forehead, flaring
Mhm.
slightly. The beholder's eye flicks from Triggs over to the Reaper for a second, checking in, and you see this kind of blood-tinged it's almost like a bracelet, but is wrapped around the eye stalk on that sleep ray eye stalk, and its blood-tinged quartz kind of flashes in the same energy and tempo as the blood red crystal that is embedded jaggedly in the Reaper's forehead, and the eye stalk flicks towards that which is a problem for the Reaper. And that's when the
Wisdom,
sleep spell goes off.
like, during this, is looking directly at the Reaper, not trying to avert their gaze at all. They're saying, like, you are that which has followed us. You are that which I have touched. We are bound. Yeah, okay.
And it kind of gives this slight little nod towards you, Empty, and then boom, the world goes black.
Cool.
All right, that is
I will
the first
certainly affect
ray.
how
Second
things.
ray.
So that's I'm asleep. Is that what that was?
That's it. You're asleep. Next,
Okay. The facade of wisdom drops as Empty falls unconscious.
nice.
No.
Gex, where did you run to? As the eye stalk, even as this thing pivots around, that one of the stalks on the top of its head begins to track your motion. You did not technically hide as a bonus action, did you?
I would have tried to.
Okay, go ahead and roll
I
a
don't know
stealth
why
check. I'll let that be. Go ahead and roll a stealth check. You did just stab this thing for a lot of damage.
I don't know if you can see that, but it's a nat 20,
Ooh.
All right.
which is
Did
a
you get
32.
Did you not have to dash to get it back out?
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's true. So you would have.
Well, so
You either would have had to
either-
stay close or dash.
yeah.
And there's nowhere to
Well, his
hide
purpose
in
in
the
moving
middle.
away was to not be a target. So he can be
Unfortunately,
here and hidden.
there's nowhere to hide there. So either way, unfortunately, I'll put you back here and say that unfortunately, because you were running around, you couldn't hide, but also There's nowhere to hide right out in the open. You still need
Yeah.
something
Well,
to hide behind.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but then you said, "Did you hide?" And I was like, "Well, if you're going to
Yeah.
let me hide, I'm going to hide." But
Of
no, he
course.
was just trying to create distance.
And unfortunately, this thing, most beings only can track one thing, but this has so many eyeballs, it just locks on you. I need you to do a strength saving throw.
Sure. Don't let me do a dex saving throw.
That's not up to me, man. It's up to the dice. As this
17.
creature's just like... 17? You succeed, sir. So you start to feel pulled off your feet, and you just reach out, you grab a branch that's nearby and keep yourself on the ground. You manage to save and not get restrained by the creature. Nice job. All right.
Well,
next.
also for the purposes of how big he is, he's got powerful build, so he's actually one size larger than the size he is.
That's fair.
So
Nice.
you can
maybe
explain
that's
that
it.
way.
You're just like hunker down, and it's like heavier than the beholder expected. Nice. All right, coming up next. You are not there, so I'm going to re-roll. Actually, interestingly, the Reaper looks at Isolde like, and then as the sleep spell goes off, or sleep effect goes off, and empty crumples to the ground, the astral surround disappearing, the Reaper looks suddenly towards the beholder, and there's this little twinkle of red in its eyes, and it looks and nods and fades from view. So I'm actually going to use the beholder's part of the beholder's turn to send a command, and so the Reaper disappears from view. Now, Isolde, you get the sense that it's disappeared and it's moving away quickly.
Do I get a attack of opportunity?
You can try. Go for it.
Because you have your branding mark on it, you know where
I
it
do.
is.
Exactly. I know where it is at all times.
It's only in your range for a second as it begins to not only move away, but shift away to a different plane. So you only have a very brief opportunity to get it. Go ahead and make your roll, though.
Okay. Oh. 13.
As your quick backhand catches nothing but mist, and then it is gone. All right.
Well, shit.
Coming up next, Naga. All right. The Reaper is doing something somewhere. You don't see it. The Naga turns towards Talithar, and it's going to... The Naga begins to cast a spell. I need you to do a wisdom saving throw, Talithar.
Okay. And I guess does my aura not?
It would help you.
Isn't
Yeah.
it? Okay. Ooh, 11.
11. Unfortunately, as you raise your blade for another strike, your muscles go tight and you cannot move. You are held.
Ooh.
All right. That is the Naga's turn. It hisses. And then it kind of turns its attention to the other two here. And it mutters something. Slave, deal with them. And Torig, who's been crumpled on the ground, kind of rouses and pulls up their head, and you see their cloak fall back. The dwarven figure, the forehead, a jagged red crystal embedded in Torig's forehead. He turns towards the Naga with a nod and raises a hand. You see all these magic missiles go leaving Torig's hand and striking these two guards right here. And yeah, I'm just gonna. It never works for me, but I'm gonna try this anyway. Oh, it rolled right away. What the heck? That never happens. All right, +5, so 12. And we'll split that amongst them. So 6 and 6 as the magic missiles hit these two of the Mage Tower people who were harrying the Naga. And that is Torig's turn, and he he's grunting and growling, but he is apparently working on their side. Coming up next is the Oni. Oh, there's a lot of baddies here. Sorry. The Oni is going to turn, and yeah, let's just do this. The Oni turns, picks itself up off the ground, and turns towards this cleric who's kind of gritting his teeth and holding his symbol, which is a kind of a silver book on a chain. And the Oni's like extends a hand, and that guy takes half damage on a ray as ice begins to just form around this being. Oh, still.
Oh my goodness.
A massive, only half of this though, so it still takes 13 damage. Hurt, but still up. Definitely looking frostbitten and frozen as a cone of cold blasts out from the Oni, enveloping. Oh, wait a second, Gex. I need you to do I believe it's a dexterity saving throw. Let me double check that, because you would be in that cone as well. So.
Just a point of order, Todd.
Yeah.
If you do cast Hold Spell on me, it won't work on me.
Oh, why is that?
I'm in an anti-magic cone.
Oh, look at
Just
that. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. You feel muscles tighten up and the beholder's looking that way. And then the Naga's like, "Rah!" And then hisses towards the beholder. And the beholder's like, sorry. Nice call.
Wait a minute.
Yep. And in fact, I'm going to say Gex will save you the trouble of rolling your dex save. As the cone of cold envelops, it does envelop, but the cold, just the ice, it's this massive cone of cold, extends outward and then immediately melts into nothing. You just get a spray in your face of some water, and that's it. So you don't actually, you're across the cone from it, and the beholder is screwing itself. Yep, that's right. Okay, you can just picture that however you wish. Okay.
I do not want to.
And the Reaper, and that is it. Now a bunch of skeletons run in and start attacking. These three mob this poor guy. Hold on, let me just mob these three skeletons decide to attack this poor sucker in the corner. He never even got a name. He was already a little hurt, and the skeletons just rip him apart and start chewing on the muscle and sinew. So that's what remains of that guy. And finally, this crossbow person decides to shoot a skeleton, and yeah, we'll call that a hit, and blast the skeleton out of existence. Any other?
Yay!
Yeah, some of the crossbow people are actually doing stuff. Not the one that was near Hilda, though. Oh, that's the last one. Everyone else is dead. Yay! Okay. Oh, and finally, the one that's right up in the face of the Naga, sandwiched between the Oni and the Naga, is going to roll a wisdom save, fail that terribly, and flee. Oh, no, that's not him. That's the Naga. And flee, taking several opportunity attacks from skeletons, the Naga, and the Oni, as they all swing at him and just decimate him. Just open him up. All right. The board is a little clearer. Next, finally, it is Elias's turn. Elias, you are about 500 feet away with your Gram. She is next to you. She's just teleported you away. You can still see. You're up, elevated up on the mountain kind of pass nearby, you can still see the flicker and flash of the fire elementals that are busy working down there. Speaking of which, I didn't do that. The fire elemental smashes the beholder. That's the one that Steve summoned. Whoa, for 10 points of fire damage. That ain't nothing. Okay, so, Elias, what are you going to do?
So I had flipped the coin, and the gods had decided that I was supposed to walk away. And then I kind of look back, or look over at where I just was, 500 meters away, and I can't help but shake this feeling. And I just kind of just let the coin fall to the floor, and I look at Grandma and just like, we have to go back. I know it's what the gods have said and everything, and as a divination wizard, you know, you're supposed to fate is everything, but we have to go back. Call me my father's son, which I would hate, but we have to do this.
Oh.
And your grandma begins to raise her one hand, bring it up, and then just against your cheek, she gives a little too hard pat, but a pat instead of a smack. And she lowers her head, kind of looks up at you, and says, "Yeah. Well. Fuck the gods. All right, boy." And all of a sudden, she has been delaying her action, and the world shifts around you. And just this... You're immediately in the door frame of a kind of white framed door, and she gives you a shove. And
before she does, I kiss her on her forehead and just say I love you, and then
Oh.
yeah.
All
It's
right.
Valentine.
She kind of gets quiet, which is as close to a compliment as this tough old bird will do. And she steps through with you, hand in hand, and I would like you to pick a spot somewhere on the battle map where you would like to appear.
I could see the beholder from where I was before, right? Generally,
You would be able to see enough of where it is. It has 2 fire elementals hanging out right
Yeah.
next to it.
I'm gonna probably close to where Hilda is because I don't want to get caught by that anti-magic thing.
Sure. Ooh,
Which
I
Eli
was
would
wondering if you were
know
going to say
about.
that.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't know that, but you'll go over towards the north where you can kind of just make out the elemental, and I'm going to just kind of randomly... There. Okay, there. So you have appeared kind of about 20 feet away from the elemental, and just on the edge of the thicket there, you kind of get your bearings, and Balin, which is it? I'm sorry.
Balin.
Balin is right in front of you, 10 feet away. You catch that Hilda is kind of just dropping a heavy crossbow just behind you as you kind of step through, and you can take it all in. You do still have your action and your, I'd say, 25 feet of your movement still, and your bonus action. What do you want to do, Elias?
He's gonna stumble as he lands, or even though he's walking through a door, it's still gonna be jarring to him. He's gonna take a look at what's going on, and he's gonna ready in action. Yeah, he's gonna. That thing's staring. He's just gonna cast Firewall.
Nice. I believe you have access to drawing, so go ahead and draw the panels of fire that you're going to put up around whatever it is you want to.
Okay, just double checking the 60 feet long or 20 feet in diameter. Okay. Circle. So I think I'm gonna do the 60 feet long. Yeah, like that.
All right.
Cause
So
that wouldn't hit Talithar, right? Because he's out
you
of it.
can go ahead and do an
Oh
Arcana
yeah, it's
check.
on the other side. It's
Yeah.
on the other side.
But
right?
actually, I'm going to say Talithar. Go ahead and do I believe it's a dexterity saving throw. You can choose to fail if you'd like.
Well, I don't know what's kind of coming at me. I'm in the middle of it, so I guess his instinctual reaction is to do a dex save.
Sure. So go ahead and do a dex save, please.
I'm just gonna go ahead and use. I have Portent, so
Okay.
I'm gonna use. I'm putting him in danger, so I'm gonna like actively just try to. I have a 17.
Nice.
Oh, well, I rolled a nat 1, so I'll take it.
Wow. All right, then that one becomes a 17 as the divination wizard just shunts you out of the way, Talithar, as you just feel yourself just suddenly shifted back. Actually, okay, so this happens. It's a bit of a mess, so let's kind of resolve this real quick. The flame wall kind of flickers out. You pull it off of one of the elementals, it begins to... Oh, sorry, that's not it. Begins to flicker into existence through here. However, as it gets to the beholder, the flame wall... Did it not? Hold on. Frickin' flame walls. Frickin' flame walls! Flickers out of existence just in front of the beholder. So it does go in front of Triggs, and it does continue past, cutting across the Naga. But here's the other thing. A divination wizard. I'm going to say that Portent is a magical effect because of the nature of your magic. It's arcane. So unfortunately... Well, fortunately or unfortunately, something happens. You do not get to... Your portent spell, or your portent dice is spent, but Talithar does not move. However, Talithar does not have to move, because the firewall just in front of him never comes into existence anyway, because of the anti-magic shell. So it's a bunch of weird effects go on right there. But your Nat 1 stands. However, it does not damage you.
If the wall is cutting through the beholder, would it be in front of the guy?
The beholder would technically get a dex save to try and get out of the way, but because...
Right, that's true, yeah.
Because it's got the anti-magic, it doesn't even need to. The spell just doesn't go in front of it.
Well, I'm not saying it should. It should go under its belly.
Well, it's yeah. It just doesn't kind of peters out where its large central eye is looking. But it is on either side, and will continue to be. Okay. Couple things happen right now, though. That Nago fails the dex save, so go ahead and roll your damage on that firewall for me. Wall of fire.
35. Holy crap.
Wow. That's good.
Yes, destroy it.
Oh. It's a snake horse. Thank you, Phil. So it is not happy as it takes a massive burn. Oh, actually, it does only take half, though, because it's a weird one. It only takes half of that, so I'm going to take some of that back. There, close enough. Okay, so the two skeletons right here automatically just burn into ash, and that is that turn. Thank you very much, Elias. Coming up next, Balin. On deck, Empty Wisdom.
Okay. Sorry, my Roll20 is a bit of a black screen right now, I think.
Oh no.
So I'm not totally sure where I am.
Okay, so you're at the north
You
end
may
of
have to zoom out.
yeah. You're at the
Okay,
north
am I
end of
still
this
kind of-
battle, and I'll just turn off dynamic lighting so you can all see everything. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
And you are over here. So you were close to where Hudrick died. You're kind of next to Elias by about 10 feet and his grandmother. The whole fight is illuminated by these flames. You can see the mess of monsters and the Oni kind of looking down, annoyed towards this cleric in the middle of it.
Okay. I think maybe I want to cast haste on one of the party members here. Probably either Gex or Isolde, because I think they do, or maybe even
Hilda is the closest to you, who's a fighter type.
Hilda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good on Hilda.
I just want to give it to whoever I think will do the most damage, who's having a turn soon.
Well, I know my crossbow performance wasn't that great, but
Give it to Hilda. She has damagey skills.
Actually, I was gonna say, what about Palathar?
You can't because I'm in the cone.
Oh shit!
Right, that's right.
Yeah. By the way, I think the Naga has to roll a con save on the haste, on the hold spell. Unless it's completely gone. I don't know how it works.
That's a good question. Yeah, that's true. I'll do a concentration save. I got an 11, so still up. Oh, well, that was a fair bit of damage. Oh, but it's half.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's still up.
So I should be still flying, so I'd like to just try to use as much of my move as possible to get away from the combat,
Okay.
while still being able to throw a haste onto Hilda there.
You could fly right over top of Hilda.
Yeah, I think my haste is a 30-foot range to cast.
Oh yeah, you don't even need to get that close. You probably wouldn't need to move at all. But anyway,
I'd like to just try to get a little bit further away from the battle. I think,
sure. Let's move you kind of
Yeah.
up towards the ridge there.
while I have armor and a lot of health, I'm about at half health right now, so...
That's fair.
and then, yeah, I'll cast a haste onto Hilda.
All right, Hilda,
Amazing.
you are hasted.
so I can move faster.
You can move faster. You can get one extra action round, either a bonus or a regular attack, and your AC goes up by 2, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right, coming up next, Empty Wisdom. Do a Wisdom saving throw for me. Wisdom saving throw for me, please. At the end of your turn.
Cool. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about my turn before that. In that case, so the visage of wisdom falters as Empty falls unconscious. I think we see sort of this spirit within Empty. We see sort of like through their eyes this feeling of being trapped within an unconscious body that cannot respond and they cannot reach out with. But they had touched this figment of death before them and try to connect to that that sort of astral thread. Despite their unconscious body, the astral form is trying to reach out despite that limitation through this connection they previously formed by literally touching death, and reach out to this thing that they don't think is inherently against them, or maybe it is corrupted in some way, and they need to connect with. I don't know if you feel free to just say that fully fails, but they, and I'm not sure exactly even what the intent is. They're just simply trying to create that connection. And then before they were struck down, they were trying to reach through to the intelligence behind the Reaper's mask. So
Empty.
maybe it's something
As a
that
monk,
penetrated through
are you
temporarily.
able to cast any spell effects using key points?
No.
Okay. You desperately wanted to reach out to this creature and make that connection point, and then suddenly the world just fades to black, and you feel utterly alone. It's
trapped within this body that cannot move.
It's
that cannot
not
respond.
even that. You don't even know
Begging
you're in your body anymore.
Body of okay, sure. Because I'm distinguishing like wisdom
And you
begging
wake
empty
up.
to wake up.
Well,
Yeah.
you are
Okay. No, please go.
empty, alone,
Mhm.
for the very
Okay.
first time in memory. Now,
Mhm.
empty has always, or at least recently, had this connection with wisdom. It has been
Something
a
trained in the
while.
monastery. Yeah.
It has been a long time since empty has been truly and utterly by themselves.
Yeah.
And when you closed your eyes, that part of you that was aware of the battle, which is a very small, fleeting part,
hmm
suddenly ends up on this featureless plateau, almost like water, but you're standing on it.
Okay.
And you look around, and there's this horizon way out on the edge of stars, wrapping over your head and back around to this matte black surface that you find yourself on in this dreamscape. You take a step, and there's this strange sensation of rippling. And then it fades about a foot from your, where your foot is pressing into the strange surface. And you look around. And you can sense something. You look down at your hand, an ache in your knuckles. Maybe you trained too hard. The masters in your monastery, they pushed you. Does Empty feel that they were successful in their early training?
Yes, but not in the way that you might expect. Like, empty body is quite frail. When we think of a monk, we think of these like very, toned, rigorous training of getting through, and their training that was probably tried to be trained into them, right? To be stronger, to be faster, to be whole in body and mind, and their body has always fallen short. It was their mind that they had to rely on to make up for those shortcomings. And
Get up and do it again. You turn around. Your old trainer, what was their name? And if there were many, just pick one.
Trellis.
You see Trellis before you. Slightly older. Their robes immaculate. Stern. Somewhere you've seen them be caring before.
Mhm.
But in this moment, they seem to be holding you accountable.
I
Get
can't.
up and do it again.
I can't. It's not. She holds back tears and tries to stand.
You stand up and look where Trellis was, and just nothing. Just that plane before you. You turn around the other way.
I can't do it on my own. I could never do anything on my own.
and you hear a voice from far east somewhere, and you turn, and the starlight hasn't changed, but you know somehow that is the east, and you turn that way, and you hear a voice. And yet, you are alone here. I need you to do an intelligence check.
Oh, intelligence. Okay.
With advantage.
It's a flat roll. I got 10. That's a 9.
You've heard that voice. You can't place where. Again, get up. Empty. You must do this. You hear the voices of your trainers. That's weak. Yeah, why are they even here? You hear the students you went with. It echoes and you're spinning around. That's just this empty, watery type surface out to the horizon. But you hear these voices that have haunted you this whole time, surrounded you. But there's that one voice. It wasn't someone you trained with. It's never been that far away, but you have heard it before, and you cannot place it. Now I need to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And we will be coming up on a break in just a moment.
That's 20.
You come to in the middle of the regular battlefield.
What?
Isolde
Where
is
am
standing
I?
a few feet away. The body of one of these eviscerated corpses just a few feet from you, 10 feet off. You see the flickering flames of the elementals and the chaos of battle. And the laughter of the Oni.
What
And yet,
happened?
You still feel alone. Even... And with that, we're going to take a break.
Cool.
All right, everybody. We'll be back in 10 minutes, let's say. And
Sounds good.
We will see what happens next with this battle. Thanks, everybody. By the way, Internet, if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the like or the subscribe, the follow, the whatever the button is down at the... I think it's like right there. Go ahead and just... Anyway, we'll catch up with you in 10 minutes. Cheers. All right, and we're back. Let's get right back into it. I believe that was the bottom of their order, except we're going to deal with one little issue. Gordon, are you there, Gordon? It's me,
Here.
the DM.
I'm here.
All right, Gordon, as Rook, I need you to do a dexterity saving throw, please.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
Okay. Good thing he has proficiency in dex. $28.
28. Nice.
Amazing.
All right.
Amazing. What
Other
the?
than that, 19. So.
Now, here's the thing. I am going to be slightly modifying things just to make it work, because I know it can be kind of tricky this way. So, here's what happens. Rook, in a last-second decision, flings themselves, changes course in that hallway to just haul towards where this wizard type dwarf and the beholder were, as they begin to flash in that surrounded light of the teleport spell, the circle, beginning to glow and then flare, and his rook goes sprinting towards it, dives at the last second, and tries their best to make it into this portal. And you get there just as the flash fades. Thump! You hit the ground. The chalky outline from the spell components kind of kicking up around you, and you're like, no, I can't. What? How did that? No! You saw your friends on the far side of that wormhole. You weren't sure if you could make it, and you dove, and just the almost impossible task of flinging yourself towards an ongoing teleport spell. And you sit there for a moment or two in the dirt, in the spent spell components. And then a voice comes towards you. Your old friend, Kat. Wait. Something's not right. Wait. Don't move. Stay here. Rook, stay right where you are. What do you want to do, Rook?
I'm going to stay right where I'm at and listen to Kat.
You can kind of almost see her ghostly form imploring you to stay put just a little while longer. Okay, we'll cut back to that in a moment. Meanwhile, back on the battlefield, you are all beaten, bloodied, sleepy, whatever it is. Standard battle stuff. You find yourselves in the heat of battle. We are at the top of the order. Isolde, what do you want to do?
Okay, so I am going to, because I know, because as soon as it leaves this plane, you said it left the plane.
It did.
As soon as it does, the castigation, it cannot track it there.
Right.
So I know it's gone. I'm going to open my eyes, turn and see Empty down, slumped on the ground, and be like, girl, get up. This is no time to sleep. Shit. And then swing back around to see what's going on below and call out to Gex. Gex! Is this the ride or die time? With a big smile on her face, and she will then aim her bow at the beholder.
Now, from where you are,
What?
it's a little
happening?
hard for you to see the beholder. This massive Oni has hit the ground just between you and it. So you're going to want to shift a little. Out of curiosity, though, when you turn and addressed Empty, did you just yell at Empty? Did you smack her or them? What do you...
My original plan was to kick her. Just
Okay.
not like...
Huh.
no,
All right.
It doesn't sound right. I don't mean like a huff. I mean just with my toe. Just get up. Come on, move.
All right. What is your strength?
Oh no.
Not very much.
Okay.
0. Well, it's a 10, so plus 0.
I'll give you 50-50 odds. Can you roll a d20 for me?
Sure. Sorry, Empty. Really sorry.
Fine.
Let's see how much
That's above
energy
10.
this.
I'm going to say that rounds up. Basically, it would have been a d4, like a 1 damage plus strength if she had kicked you. But because there was no plus to the strength, it could have gone either way. So I'm going to say you take 1 point of physical damage, Empty, and you wake up.
Oh. Yeah, I already woke up. didn't
Oh,
I?
right. All right. So it's just for flavor.
Yeah,
then.
she did.
You don't take physical damage. You just kick them. And
Okay.
maybe it was simultaneous. I don't know. Maybe that's what brought you back.
Yeah.
But you are awake.
Ow.
You don't actually take
What?
1 damage. I take that all
What's
back.
happening?
It's okay. Come on. And
Should we be
yeah,
here?
she'll shift to get a better view of the beholder. That should be better, right? Where I'm at now?
Yeah. So you sidestep this massive ogre, kind of within sight line. It's still about 30 feet away or so.
And
What are you
I'm
looking
going
at?
to shoot.
All right, make your roll.
First is a 17.
That the arrow goes flying over, and the creature kind of opens its jaw, and it just glances off one of its teeth. That is a miss.
Okay. Well,
Barely
shit.
a miss, but a miss.
She's a little embarrassed because she, just called Gex to watch, and he probably saw that, and she's like, fuck. How am I going to impress?
Grandpa.
And that'll do it.
With a
28.
28. How do you impress someone? You roll a goddamn 19. That's how you do it.
That's right.
All right.
So, I put my brand of castigation on him.
Roger that.
Because I can do that. And it's only 6. Sorry, I don't know why it rolled the d6 twice.
Oh,
It
okay.
just did.
So 6 points of
I
damage.
don't understand that.
That's all right. So you take a second shot. This one does strike too, and just kind of next to that central eye, the arrow digging in and grazing. You see drops of greenish blood just kind of dripping out from various wounds, especially the sword wounds from Talithar. This thing is looking pretty haggard. Okay, that is your turn. Up next, we have. It would be Talithar's on deck, then Gex. However, legendary action. So, in this moment, the beholder is bloodied and bleeding and hissing and howling in rage. You vermin. Kill the vermin. All of you. I see you. I will hunt you. Kill them. So, it's big talk, though, as it wiggles one of its eye stalks, and this kind of little satchel opens off the back of the Oni, and up flies this kind of roll of paper into the line of sight, just off to one side of where the beholder is, kind of up over the flame wall, and the beholder floats a little bit up, and just a little bit, not too far, just like 5 feet high, not leaving Talithar's range, and it begins to mutter and talk as two of its eye stalks look towards this hovering piece of paper. It appears to be some kind of spell.
Is it
I'm
getting
getting
from the Oni's back?
It took something out of the Oni's pack, like it had a little satchel, side bag.
The Oni that's in the anti-magic cold?
It's just on the edge of it. It's actually not now. As the beholder pivots slightly. Sorry, you're quite right.
Just checking.
Checking. I gotta keep it right. But basically, the beholder slightly pivots, allowing it to do this, and this piece of paper kind of flits up near where it is, and it begins to. So the little piece of paper hovering off to one side. It's slightly above the magic wall there of fire, but just within eye line of it. hovering, telekinetically manipulated by the beholder. And it appears to be using this piece of paper, some kind of spell effect.
Can I counterspell it before?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
What level are you going to cast Counterspell?
I
Highest
only have
level.
level 4.
I'm going to need you to roll Arcana.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Out of curiosity, did you have any portents left?
No, I used my last one.
A 17 might have come in handy.
Darn.
A 12, unfortunately, does not do it. As the beholder, you puny nothings, you will fall. We will unite and devour and break your pathetic world. And with that, the spell scroll crumbles into dust with a flash, a familiar semicircle, or actually circle up in the air around where it is, circles around the beholder, and it just disappears and is no longer there. It teleports out. Good try. I knew you were going to counterspell. I was like, what's going to happen? All right. That was the beholder's legendary action. Coming up next, Talithar.
Is there still an anti-magic cone, or it's gone?
There is not, so I need you to do a dexterity saving throw again. As the flames of that wall come rushing in.
I had a little bit of flavor while I'm doing that. Empty, very confused, was talking out to Isolde, just like, what's going on? What are you looking at? Sees her fire this arrow, hits this creature, and then they just kind of vanish. And she's like, still a little hazy, doesn't know exactly what's going on, but to her, that's what happened. And she's like, did you just what did you do?
That's amazing.
She just turns and gives you a sideways smile, like, yeah, baby.
The only time this love is like super cool to someone.
How'd you do on your dex save there, Gordon?
Just a 7. So I think
All right. Unfortunately, you are caught in this rush of flame, and you are going to take damage on this. You're going to take 27 points of fire damage as the flame wall just hisses in and catches you.
Just a quick question, because on the spell description, it says only one side of the wall.
Yeah, but it's technically in the square, so normally it would shove them to one side or the other. So, not knowing where it was from, this is the delayed dex save because the anti-magic shell cone stopped it. So last time his nat 1 didn't count, but this time his nat 2 did count. So he took 27 points of fire damage. Sorry, Talithar, as you're just singed. Okay. Somebody, actually, Hilda, do me a favor. Roll a dex save for Trig.
Okay. Trig! Damn, 22.
Trig,
Why can't I roll this well for Hilda?
Leaps back in a roll and is just like, hey! Anyway, so there we go. I think they were already clear, but don't worry about it. Okay, coming up next, we have... now it's Talithar's turn. You are burned, sir. And you're in the middle of this wall of flame. You can press through to get at that Naga, or you can step back.
Well, I mean, I can just step back and then down to the Naga, right?
Yep, you can do that. And as you step back, the heat just fades, and you're like, oh, okay.
Okay. So
Are you...
I'm gonna position where I'm in range of both the Naga and the Oni.
What's the range on your... Yeah, that would do. Okay, yeah.
Well,
They're both
I
pretty
would
large
like...
creatures.
Yeah, okay. let me know. If I have to choose one, I would choose the Naga.
Okay. No, you can go right in between the two of them as you sidestep over to it.
Okay. I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite as my bonus action
Sure.
on my blade, and I'm just gonna look really annoyed at the Naga. It's like, and I'm just going up to him like, "You're next," and I just go at him.
Yeah, make your roll.
Wreck the Naga. Wreck the Naga.
Will it 24 hit?
A 24
Damn.
hits the Naga.
And I will
Damn.
also expend a second level smite.
Do it up. And roll all them dices. That's a lot of dice.
8 plus 7.
Does the smite get its bonus for targeting an infernal creature or no? Is that a thing? That's a thing, right?
Fiends
Targeting
and
a thing.
I think it's
Yeah, it does.
undead. It,
Fiends
wait,
and
did-
undead. I don't
Fiends
think
and
it's
undead. It is
It includes
fiendish.
fiend.
Yeah.
Oh, it is fiendish?
It would be considered
Nightmare.
fiendish because it's
Yeah.
a combination of a nightmare
Okay.
and a Naga. Just imagine what would
so-
happen if a nightmare
You're gonna take
and a
that fire
snake
resistance.
loved each other very
Like
much.
it's only fair.
Okay. Take, take 32 points of damage on the first hit and roll a strength saving throw.
I will do that. That's a 2.
All right.
Oh.
He is knocked 10 feet. I'm moving him into the flame.
Sure.
10 feet diagonally, still within range
if you
of me.
knock them basically where the beholder just left is probably your best bet.
Well, I still want him in range of me, though, so I'm just kind of knocking him, yeah, like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
where you first put it was way more than 10
Wait,
feet.
oh, that was 20 feet. Okay. And now he's prone, so I'm going to attack him again with advantage.
Here's the thing. I believe, I might need to look this up, but I believe it is immune to prone because it is a flying creature.
That's
Let me check.
only if they have, like, hover, is how it's worded.
Let me
but
see, let
You
me
can also
see.
just decide that. You're the GM.
I am
You
the
can just
GM,
be like, no,
but
this thing is sure-footed with its
If
hooves.
it's
and
wings,
it can't
then
be
it
knocked
would actually
down.
fall down. But yeah, you're right. If it's hover, then it would be me.
Let me look it up. Let me look this up real fast. Where the heck did it go? I wrote it down. 234. 234. 234. Sorry, folks. Oh wait.
He does have, like an extra hit, no?
Okay. Hold on. Hold
Yeah,
on.
the rules for getting, like, knocked out of the sky don't get used that much, but yeah, that's largely
It
what
is
that's
not
for.
immune to prone. So
Okay.
y'all just bamfed it to, like, let's say it's a downward
just
swing.
ran up like, you're next. And it just like basically batted it up.
Just like,
And now I'm going to use my second attack at advantage.
yep. It is on the ground.
Oh, dang.
You just knocked over that horse. That's
Dang.
it.
23, and I'm running low in spell slots, but a first level slot. And so it's a fiend, huh? So 2, 3d8.
Oh
Plus
my god.
48, 1d8 for my sword, plus 7.
Oh my.
So it's
Monsters.
taken 32 and now 28. 60 points.
Please
to the
go
face.
ahead and do me a favor as you describe the death of this hideous snake nightmare horse combination.
He just kind of ran up like he was like frustrated because he could just tell the beholder was just within his grasp, like whoa. And he just directed his rage at the remaining Naga. He just rushed up at first, batted him up, and then as it fell, moved over and just took its sword and just like slammed it right through its head and just twisted.
Nice.
And then when he's finished, he's just looking over at the Naga. At the Oni.
At the Oni,
Oni.
you're just like sword just decapitated this thing, and the snake's head is twitching on the ground separate from the body. And you turn and you look at this Oni And the Oni looks right back at you with this tusked maw and is just like, I didn't like him anyway. I owe you. And that is one dead Naga. Nicely done. Okay, it is next Gex's turn, followed by Hilda.
Unmute. So what's left to murder?
What's left? To murder.
I guess the closest thing is this Oni, so he'll go and combination like stab. Well, the point is to use inflict wounds, so I don't know whether I can do it through the knife or just cast it on its own.
Hey,
With a slap.
Stabinate.
Sure. So, stabby roll. Dirty 20.
Nice. All right, that's gonna definitely hit the Oni.
And somebody's close by, right?
Talithar is yeah, within range.
I'm right next to it, so.
Yep. Oh, that's not Gex. So
Well,
you leap up.
before I say that's what he's doing, like I can't cast a spell and attack him, right? Because that would be kind of double dipping. So I'm not.
Yeah, not technically. Take the
Yeah,
as
well, then
well.
he's gonna do both. So and then let's just do sneak attack damage of 21, so a total of 29 plus the spell, which is touch, so 22 on touching, and another 20 points of damage from
Nice.
the spell,
All right.
for a total of whatever
just-
that was.
Get up behind this
41.
thing. It looks like you're gonna stab it, but then at the last second you get the 2-finger poke, Brah! And the necrotic spell just goes through, and you feel the contact, and it just rots through parts of the muscle of this massive creature. It's this big ogre-like creature, and it gives out this, and it turns around. Is that your turn?
I suppose I have a bonus action too, don't I?
Is casting the spell part of a bonus action, or is that's part of the action? So yeah.
Well, that's reaction.
Technically, I'm drilling.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Steve, you summoned one of these two fire things that have just kind of stood there and not done it. Do you have to command that,
It
or
did
is it
take
just
a
something
swing
that
at one point and
Oh, did?
missed.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, it did
It
10
did,
points of
It
fire.
actually hit.
Yeah.
It did damage
Okay.
to the beholder. It did 10 damage.
It did.
So
it's still
it
there.
should have an initiative pass as often as the
I'm
rest
gonna
of
say
us.
it goes
Right,
when
you
you
don't
go.
have
What do you
to
want it to do? It's currently its target is gone. It's just standing there like.
Well, it's made of fire,
play with
so I think logic dictates
Oh.
that it tries to burn the tree.
Great, love that. That's on our side.
Oh, was it on our side?
The
It
tree's
was.
on our side.
Oh, never mind.
I think we forgot about that though, because it hasn't been doing anything either, right? Or
when
has
the-
it? Am I just
when
missing
the
stuff?
beholder
I might
came,
have been.
it had its anti-magic shell aimed at it, but
Oh,
now
okay.
Yeah, but
No,
it would have.
Yeah.
Like he turned around
It's-
since then.
it'll attack whatever enemies left now.
so
'Cause
sure.
this is my team.
It turns around. I need you to roll the d20 for me, and it's high and low, so above 10 and below 10. And I'm gonna say below 10 isn't wonderful.
Well, good it was an 18.
Oh, geez.
18. Okay, so it does attack the tree. By the way, cut back for just 1 second. Boom. Rook. You're waiting. Wait for it. Don't wait. Wait. Now! As Cat has been just staring at these runes on the ground, suddenly they begin to flash again. and she says, "Go now." What do you want to do, Rook?
He would listen to her and do as he trusts her.
So I'm going to say you have to burn your bonus action for this as well, as you leap into this circle of runes just as they begin to flare again, and you jump into the teleport spell as it connects. And as you go past, you can see in this vortex-like tunnel that seems only like not even like as if walking through a door, but it also another way it feels like it's a good 20 feet long. You kind of see at a distance, and then time gets weird for a second, and you see this strange bulbous eye-stalked creature making its way towards where you were, and you can see on the other end, you see the flame wall, you see your friends, you see Gex rushing towards this Oni, you see, I know time gets funny, you see this paladin-looking dude running up to where this beholder was and just miss it with a swing. I know that didn't happen, but that's kind of what happens in the visual. As he rushes up, he's like, "What?" And then he changes targets. So, Rook, you have a choice to make. Do you want to stay where you were, or do you want to go towards your friends? If you stay, that beholder is coming back there.
Does Rook have any weapons, like any type of to fight with?
Unfortunately, no.
So, I mean, the Rook, while he wants to go for the boulder, he wouldn't know how damaged the beholder is. He just sees the beholder coming.
You would see that it's looking pretty rough. It is. One of its eye stalks is just dangling on the by the skin. Basically, it's been pretty wrecked.
It really comes down to this: if he didn't see that, he would be tempted to go. Like, he would just go to the friends and make his escape. If he thinks if he's perceiving the beholder and thinks this guy's really rough, I could probably finish him if I had a dagger or something.
The thing is, you are unarmed. You just escaped prison. You're unarmed and unarmored. You're trusting your ghostly friend. Is that
I'll trust the ghostly friend. Yeah, I trust the ghostly friend. Okay. Yeah, in a split moment, he can't make that kind of decision. He just has to go with his gut and trust his friend, and he's unarmed. So,
all right. In the midst of all the battle and the chaos, the rest of you, this elemental takes a swing, not sure what to swing at, and this dark shadow goes just past it, illuminated by it, and then it slams into the tree and does damage to this poor tree. But Rook comes tumbling out from where it was and kind of in amongst. I need you to do a dexterity saving throw, Rook.
Ooh, 12.
That's a fail. Can I get, I believe it's fire damage. What's the fire damage on Wall of Fire?
5d8.
Okay, roll it. 5d8, please.
Can he uncanny dodge that?
You can. You can take...
Go uncanny dodge.
I believe it's half, yeah?
Yeah, so he takes 11.
Nice. All right, you take 11
I think
points
that
of
would be
fire.
evasion on uncanny dodge, a different effect or something, right?
Oh, you can't uncanny dodge that?
It's evasion,
Whatever,
technically. You are
it.
level 9, so you might have that.
There's just two separate abilities with different effects. One
Oh
is
yeah, I
stuff.
do actually have evasion. Oh,
Yeah.
level
Yeah,
9.
yeah.
Evasion is if you succeed in the dexterity saving throw, you take no damage at all. If you fail it, you take half damage.
Yeah, so you
that's right.
failed,
Okay,
so you
so
do still
I
take
failed,
half
take
damage.
half. Okay, so take 11.
Yeah, 11
Got it.
points of
Got it.
fire
Just
damage as
take
you
damage
come
just a
tumbling out and land in the square that's right next to that firewall. Wall of flame. Okay, cool. Now it is, that was Gex. It is now Hilda's turn. Oh, wait.
Woo!
Yeah, we haven't actually had Rook's turn officially yet, but anyway, it's fine. That'll be the last turn. Okay,
Is it?
Hilda, take it away.
All right. So I have haste applied to me.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try again with my crossbow, heavy crossbow, to see if I can hit the. Shit, what is this still there?
Well, you see
There's
some
so many things
elementals. You see the Oni.
You can actually, like, you have double speed. You could actually literally walk up to the Oni and hit it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's something you're proficient
Okay.
with. Yeah, because you've been hasted.
So just go
Yeah.
up next to Gex.
Yep.
Start to like walk forward, and just everything moves slow motion around you, and you go, "Oh, I can just get there." Yeah, I'll walk on up to there. Yeah.
Wow.
I
This
will
is
say
amazing.
this: in order to get there, you're gonna have to go pretty much straight line, which means that elemental that's been loosed in the middle does get a shot at you as you run by.
Okay, let's see.
Oh,
Let's
cocked.
see.
I have to roll again. Natural 20.
Oof. Just beat my AC.
All right.
Okay.
That is going to be 20 points of fire damage.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. Hilda's just gonna shrug it off because the player controlling her is super drunk. Sorry. Hey, Twitch. Just gonna
True.
Somewhere
Good.
your dad unstubs his toe and is like, ow! I don't know why, but I feel proud.
It's the only way that the dwarf paladin would fight, right? So I am going to, now that I'm within range of the Oni, gonna take a swing with my valentine.
Yep,
Go.
do it.
19.
That hits.
All right. Okay. So just channel all of my splashing damage into it, which is not a lot, which is only 8. But let me see if I can put in some divine smite.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Okay. 10, 15. Let me just see exactly what that is. Divine smite. I have channel divinity. Is that it?
No, it's
Or
just
no?
any old spell slot.
Oh, okay. Is there any other spell slot? Let me see.
Yeah.
I used up the dimension door, so I guess I'm gonna go with a 3rd level slot.
Nice. That's going to be some decent damage.
Oof.
The D8
Okay.
per spell slot plus some extra, right there?
+1. It's like, so if you use a
Yeah.
first level, it's 2d8. If you
Right.
use a third level, it's 48.
48 on top of your regular damage. Go ahead and roll it.
Mhm.
Woo! Okay, so
So this dwarf walks through fire super fast, right up next to Gex, and just. I forget. Do you fight with a battle axe or a hammer or what?
It's a battle axe. Well, I fight with both,
Okay.
but this time I chose to single-handedly just flash down with my
Nice.
battle axe. So that is a 30 points of damage onto the owner.
Woo! That's a good amount of damage. Wow. All right.
What does Divine
Nice.
Smite look like? I don't know. I mean, maybe we've seen it on the show before. I haven't noticed personally because
I'm imagining a lot of glowing.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's like the
I'm still
sparks
very
from a
unaware of
forge.
your faith and how it affects your combat. It's an aspect of your character I've kind of missed. So I was curious if there's something about how you actually channel divine might into your attack.
I think with the axe, it sort of kind of absorbs lightning sparks from the air into the axe, which then gives it a glowing look. And as it strikes the creature, it expels that
Nice.
whole that glow into the creature.
Very cool. All right. That is your turn. Thank you, Hill. Oh, you technically get another action.
She's got 2 more attacks.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
get
2 more attacks.
2 more attacks.
The
not
attack
just one.
action.
She only
2
used 1
attacks,
attack.
and-
She gets 2 automatically. She gets
I'm
4
sorry.
haste.
Keep
Yeah.
swinging.
What goodness. Okay, let's see.
It's Paladin time
I'm not
here.
sure. I don't know if 12 hits.
12
Probably
does not, as the Oni kind of slaps your shot to one side.
And the other one is a nat 1, so.
All right.
I did one cool move and then just
It was a very cool move. And then it slaps the down and then stomps on it to keep it on the ground a little bit. You wiggle it, pull it loose, but it kind of ruins the shot. All right.
Yeah.
Coming up next. It's them. Okay. So the Oni is like, choices. You. It's going to. It looks over towards. I'm gonna roll for it. I'm gonna roll and see.
Oh.
Nope. Cock dice. All right, Talithar. I need you to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
You do get your paladin bump for it, and technically, Hilda's paladin bump for it.
I get Hilda's as well?
Yeah, stack?
Yes.
That's so. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that.
It's kind of
before.
broken,
But,
but I will
It's
allow
that-
it.
I know
Oh.
spells are back, but they're not spells, so maybe. Yeah, weird, cool.
It's just auras. It's just our aura. We are just.
an entire party of just paladins. It would be the most broken thing in the game.
Okay, I mean, I'll take it. Okay.
Little death ball roll.
I mean, I don't think I rolled a nat 16, so whether I take it or I didn't, I would have either had +9 or +13, so...
All right. So, the Oni's yellowish, blood-streaked eyes lock eyes with you, and for a moment you feel yourself tug towards it. Just its power of presence overwhelming your senses. You just give your head a mighty shake, and these sparks kind of flicker in your eyes from Hilda's shot, and you're just like, no. And you step back, unaffected by the charm. All right. The Oni then goes, pity. It would have been good to have you fight alongside your friend. Speaking of your friend, the Oni is going to go straight up, 30 feet up. So Hilda, Talithar, and Gex all get attacks of opportunity if you wish.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Free stabby times? Of course.
A legal choice if you wish to take one.
You can choose to if you want to.
Yeah.
I
Who
will.
wants to go first?
Ooh, me!
Did Gex go first? Do you roll first?
I
Does
don't know.
19 hit?
19 does hit.
Okay. Whew. I mean, I guess I'm going to do another slashing attack.
28 hit?
28 also hits as this Oni begins to levitate up. And all like, it looks badass, but you're all like, all right. As it's kind of brownish cloak is flopping around it. And you're just like, hit him in the
Let's
business.
just all roll our damage and see what happens to it. I'm gonna use my last spell slot to Divine Smite it.
Do it. How much damage did you do there, Hilda?
Let me see. I am using my last third level spell slot.
As the paladins just unload on this thing.
So
No, sorry, you've finished there.
I only did 24 damage.
I only did 21 damage.
Only.
25 damage together.
How much? 25 for Hilda?
Yeah, and 21 for Talithar.
Oh. Alright. As it's like beginning to levitate up, Gex, did you get a shot off?
Oh yeah, so he's gonna do the same attack. So
You can't do, unless you've got Warcaster, you can't do a
Can't
spell.
do inflict wounds.
Just a melee attack.
yeah, he's gonna stab. So right, so not the spell, but the stabbing for what does it add up to? 10 plus. Does he get sneak attack on that? There's people close by. So
Yeah, I'm like
20,
ready.
30 altogether.
Yeah, I do believe it counts because the restriction for sneak attack is you can do it once per turn, and this is a separate turn than your turn was. So you didn't use it up or anything. It's still available.
If you want to, you can drop sneak attack into it, or you can save it for your turn. You can't do both.
No, this would be a separate turn. This is not Gex's turn. This is a
That's
different
right. He's
turn.
not doing inflict wounds. He's doing a strike
Not
with
per
his dagger,
Yeah.
and he gets sneak attack on it. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. And then the spell will be on my turn. So yes, total of 30 damage.
All right, yikes! As all of you just run him down, just and it's like the classic like curb stomp. This thing was trying to fly up, all cool, and like Talithar knocks it to the ground, very similar to the way you knocked the Naga down. Hilda just frickin' unloads on this thing. Gex is just shanking it while it's down, and it is just a bloody ruin. Wow.
But not dead. Is it dead? Not dead.
That is how you guys roll here on Strange Acquaintances. You just frickin' curb stomp the Oni. All right.
What,
Okay.
we're supposed to take it easy on him now? Oh, it's okay.
No,
Okay, you
no,
tried to
that's
kill us.
fine. No,
You just go home.
the
We'll let
beholder
you.
left them behind to die. Almost all of them. So, the last enemy for this round. Elias, you've felt this before. This cold sensation come climbing up your spine. You turn your head just in time. I need you to roll a d20, please.
Six.
You turn your head and you see the flicker of black cloth, the edge of a skeletal face inside a hood, leaning down, the red flare of the crystal in its forehead, and those sunken eye sockets, and this greenish light just beginning like a mist, but instead of pouring out, it's pouring in into the eyes, filling the inside of the cloak with this greenish glow. And you flinch just instinctively. You felt this before.
I
But
don't suppose I could try and counterspell anything.
it is at a distance. And you're like, wait, you're okay. And you flinch, feeling like, am I about to die again? But instead, you look and you see as the frail body of your grandmother crumples to the ground beside you. And this Reaper looks up. Just... Okay. That is its turn and is now going to try to move back from you as it has harvested your grandmother's soul.
No.
It's going to move away from you. If you want, you can have an attack of opportunity.
I wouldn't be able to do anything. I'm probably just holding on to Grandma right now. So
Okay, yeah, you try to catch her as she's going down. It steps back and begins to fade away in the darkness. It's still there, back there somewhere. Coming up next.
Actually, could I?
Yeah.
Actually, could I try to like rip off a piece of its cloak or something before it goes?
Sure. Go ahead and make an attack. Dex or strength, it's your call.
I don't even know which one's strong. Oh God. Okay, they're both awful.
Oh.
Okay.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
You grab
You
it
are
and
good
you
at
feel the
it.
cloth. You're like, I'm gonna keep a tendril of that black cloak, and it just turns to smoke in your fingers. And you've got nothing. And you look down, you're cradling your grandmother's body, and she's looking up, her eyes are gray, as though she was trying to say something. And she's gone.
No.
Alright, that's their turn. It is now Elias's turn.
Yep. He's just gonna cry out for Hilda and Talithar. Like, someone help her! And he's gonna, has the Reaper gone out of like my sight, or is it still there?
It is still back there. You can see the reddish tint of the crystal, and it's kind of green pale illumination in its eyes. It is now probably about 20-30 feet back and receding rather quickly.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little Hail Mary. I'm gonna try and cast Suggestion on it.
Sure.
It's
I'm just going to check something real quick. For those who are wondering, I've basically reskinned a Bodak. Which means, I believe... yeah. You go ahead. What do you want to suggest to this thing?
Oh, stay put. Like, it's not leaving.
Yes, I am. Your time will come. But not today. It is immune to charm. Sorry, bud. Mark off the spell slot.
Yep.
Okay. That's your action. What do you want to do with your... Anything else?
Now he's pretty much just gonna cry over her body.
Fair enough. Okay. Coming up next, Rook.
Oh, I was sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Retroactively, I was supposed to drop the firewall.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it fades.
Rook is going to, like, seeing all this happening, he is going to stealth and look for a weapon, like, and see if there's any enemies that he has to kill. Like, he's seen the dead Naga and the Oni, so he's just wondering what's left.
Sure thing.
And yeah, I don't
So
think
you
he
look
would
around, you're
necessarily-
pretty close to a fire elemental, so I'm going to say you burn your bonus action to disengage. And then you look around, you can see a crumpled guy who's like half chewed on by all of these cindered bone skeletons. They're dead and burnt, and some of his stuff is burned too, but you see he's got a short sword, he's got a crossbow, some usable bolts in a crossbow bolt case. So if you raid this body, that's probably your best bet.
Probably what he's gonna do. And I don't think he even sees really any enemies around.
it's hard to tell. You're suddenly in a new place. You see fire elementals.
Yeah.
You see
sees
the
his
dwarf.
friends.
You do see the dwarf that was teleporting the beholder, kind of crumpled
Yeah.
here.
I also know that he's like been.
He's like kneeling,
forced
not
to.
totally crumpled.
Yeah. And I also know he's been forced, so I'm just trying to get my bearings and just kind of probably get to the body and get hold of weapons and figure something out. Like unless he doesn't really have a good target right now, so
All right.
he doesn't.
Do an insight check for me.
Well, terrible roll.
Yeah, it looks like everything's good. The dwarf is kind of shaking back and forth like this. It appears from kind of, you're looking at him from behind. You gear up with a crossbow and a short sword. Just good. And you look over and you see Gex just doing what Gex does. Frickin' curb stomping an Oni. Just laying into it. Hilda too. Some dude in plate mail next to him just swinging away at this body. Just desecrating this body. All right. And that is your turn. Coming up next, somebody, and then Balin, then Empty Wisdom. But before that, the dwarf finishes his spell and gets to do 5 of these. So he's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yep. So 5 of you are getting attacked. 1,
Woo.
2. Does 20 hit your AC, Gex?
Yep.
All right. Ah. 1 second while that adds up. You take 32 points of damage. You can technically do your roguey thing.
What is he attacking me with?
The dwarf finished his spell. It was commanded by the Oni last time, but he just wrapped it up. Steel Wind Strike, as the dwarf vanishes from its position and immediately appears behind Gex for a second with this slash of a blade.
So what kind of saving throw is it?
It's a weapon attack, and he hits you. So you take 32 points of force damage. You can half that using your rogue ability, evasion. Hilda, does 20 hit your AC?
The only problem is that he's used his reaction.
Which one?
Did we use our reactions for opportunity attacks?
Oh, that's
Is it
true.
the same?
So, Gex, you take all 32 points. Because you used your reaction to stabinate the Oni. It was a good reaction.
Ooh.
It's just like,
Well,
cut from behind. Hilda, what's your AC?
yeah. The AC is 17, so yes, 20 does hit.
All right, so you also take 32 points of force damage as this dwarf just cuts into you and then immediately bamfs away. It's a strange spell. It's like bamf, 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 bamf. It's very Nightcrawler, and then he stops bamfing in a moment. Talathar. I'm guessing that 13 does not hit your AC.
It does not hit the AC.
Okay.
So I guess I just see him just with blinking hitting Gex, and then I just raise the shield just in time to like block
And
the strike.
he kind of looks at you as though he's almost trying to pull the punch, but not quite. You see the Ashar, the cleric there. Ooh, just take it, and just boom, he gets cut. His throat is gone. That's 4, and Isolde. That's a nat 20.
Oh.
Isolde, you're going to be taking 64 points of force damage.
Down.
Oh no. Wait.
I told you I was almost down last game. I had taken a really 2 or 3 bad hits.
And
I was
they
under half.
hit her from there?
It is. Well, let me double check the range on this. Hold on. It's
I-
a crazy
like-
long range.
Really?
Steel wind strike is 30 feet. Hold on. Hold on.
That's very short
That's
in
not
terms
that long.
of D&D at least.
So it was here. Oh, Isolde is still alive. Yay! Saved by Darcy.
How many hit points was that again?
You took 64.
60? Oh, okay.
So you
I'm
don't
I'm
take
still
that.
under half, but
Oh.
not as bad now.
All right then.
Oh,
I guess the
no,
only
that's
other
an-
person there would be the nat 20 goes to Trig. And Trig takes 64 points
Oh.
of damage. He turns, he just stands up, having face down a beholder next to Talithar. He's like, I would fight with you. And he's just got, his head just falls off. He was good, and now he's gone. He was good wine, and now he's gone. And then the dwarf teleports to just behind where Trig was standing. And standing there, there's a reddish tint, just almost like smoke, coming off of the crystal in his forehead, and he's just like, and he kind of stumbles back a little bit. All right, now it's Balin's turn, and then it's Empty's turn.
Okay. So what's the biggest looking monster on the field? Because my map is still sadly not totally showing through.
So there is an elemental that seems to be swinging at anything that kind of gets close to it. There was some flicker of vision, and then a dwarf kind of bamfed in behind and cut the head off this guy who you think might be on your side. It's frickin' chaos.
Based on Balin's position, I wouldn't think maybe they saw like the Reaper figure, maybe.
Oh yeah,
They would have watched her die, right?
That's
Like,
true. You saw the grandmother crumple, and you saw the hooded figure retreating back into the darkness. So you can still do a perception check for me. You're trying to spot a partially invisible
14.
14. I'm gonna give it advantage on its. Unfortunately, you can see where it went approximately, but you can't identify exactly where it is. You know it was somewhere almost due north of you, a little bit to the right.
Okay. I don't think I got anything that's AoE enough to do anything with that. I think maybe I'll just try to hit the elemental with a catapult spell.
Nice. All right, make your attack.
So I believe he gets a reflex save against
Oh,
it.
even better.
Yeah, DC 14 Dex.
Natural 20. So this elemental, it didn't even move. It just looks as the thing just goes right through it, and it's a fire elemental. So it was
I
just
think
like,
I get to do
what?
half damage still.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
So Catapult's actually a really weird spell in that what it does is it travels in a line until it hits something, and anything that saves takes no damage, but you get to make an attack roll against anything that was behind it.
Talithar.
It's a very weird
And-
spell. You can, I throw this, and if it hits the first guy, it stops. But if it doesn't, I get to make an attack roll
I'm
against
gonna,
the next
I'm
guy.
gonna say
and the next
Hilda.
guy, and the next guy.
Hilda, go ahead and
Very
make
cool.
Actually, hold on. I'll just roll. Hilda, pick a color, blue or red.
Let's go with red for Valentine's Day. Woo!
Red for
Sorry, I only rolled
Valentine's.
Should have only rolled 3d8 there, so take the 5 off the end there.
No worries. So you get the high roll. You win, Hilda. Which means it doesn't hit you. It goes after the dwarf just by the angles. So go ahead and roll your attack roll there. Or no, it's a deck save, right?
Correct.
So Torrig gets a deck save and fails miserably and takes the damage, which was 15.
10.
All right.
Minus 5.
Right.
Yeah, we've only rolled 3. I was looking at the level 2
Gets
version.
clobbered with a rock in the back of the skull. All right, nice. Coming up next. Anything else this turn before I move on to Balin?
Again, just move as far away from combat as I can while still staying within kind of like, I think 50 feet would be ideal.
It probably is safest if you move down towards Isolde, or do you want to stay near Elias?
I'm happy to go down near Isolde.
Okay, so you get to move like 25 feet that way. It's kind of rough terrain, so I'm going to say a few patches you can dodge, but I'll say you get about here, 15 feet or so.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my map. I can see the background, but I can't see any actual characters on it.
Oh, weird.
You might have to like zoom out a lot more to see like a little.
Roll 20 just
That's it.
bugs it.
Are you actually like zooming out and going to the right hand side? Because you might be looking at like
Yeah,
That's
I'm
a
all the
nightmare.
way.
Yeah.
weird.
Okay,
there's
here
a
we go.
night-
I refreshed and now I'm seeing everything. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, way better.
That's the bug,
Nice. All right.
Yeah. I should have suggested that sooner. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, where you moved me looks pretty good.
Coming up next, Empty Wisdom.
So Empty is on the ground, slowly getting up. She saw, what Isolde did, and I already responded to that. And she's just looking around at everything happening, just going, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. And then this just get up, child. And she just mask over her face again, lifting her to her feet, and immediately Wisdom is back in control. And it's control. I think previously when we've seen it, we haven't seen it so blatant. It's sort of been this is a thing that sort of maybe comes to protect her or something when she's in a situation. And there is this intent that is very clear in the specter of Wisdom. And she just scans towards this specter of death, and the not step of the wind technically because it takes a bonus action to manifest the visage, but with that increased, monk movement, just floats over the ground, glides towards, direct towards this specter, disappearing, illuminated under the eyes of Wisdom.
Absolutely.
As she can move 45 feet to technically only to here, I guess.
So you can get
unless
right
I dash.
next to Balin.
Maybe
and
I
then
will dash. I might
You can
actually
bonus
just
action
do it.
dash, yeah.
I can bonus action dash, but manifesting the visage takes a bonus action, so I can't do those.
But you can
But
action dodge.
I don't think I have. I think I'm going to action dash. So
Yep.
we just see, the spectral, branches and the wooden mask appear over her, and just forcing the body to move and dragging it with them. Wisdom glides towards where she can sense the specter of death. And with Spirit of the, I think, Word of the Spirit, I think it's called. Yeah, Word of the Spirit, she can sort of speak directly to one creature, and just projects her voice directly to the death, the specter, saying, "Do not walk away from me. Our spirits are entwined. You must answer why you are here. If it was just to get the woman, none of this would have happened. There's more to it. You must answer me."
My master compels me. I must serve.
You are not bound by that. You have a higher calling.
And it
Fight
tries
it.
to touch its claw-like skeletal fingers up towards its forehead, and then, as though burned, kind of retreats its fingers back.
Okay, so I'll notice that, and I'm saying this. I'm trying to project my presence as much as possible, as I usually do as wisdom. But as the creature is sort of continuing to try to pull away, have my action now, but just to preempt it because we sort of know it's coming. Can I just jump right to my reaction?
Yeah.
With the spectral arms, they actually give me reach. So even though I'm not right next to them, as they try to move, I want to lash out at the gem specifically.
Absolutely. I'm going to get you to do an attack roll.
Cool. 22.
The spectral hands, almost like branches, reach up and grasp at this reddish. It's not a ruby. It's almost like broken quartz that has been bled into, and it grasps into it.
Fight it.
And you are now in this. I'm going to get you to choose whether you want to do a wisdom check or a strength check.
I mean, I'll take a wisdom check. My whole astral thing is that I get to use wisdom instead of strength in basically any situation,
and because
right?
of that, I'm going to give you advantage.
Okay, so just a flat wisdom check?
Flat wisdom.
19.
Oh no, you have advantage on this.
It's still 19. I
Okay.
need a 19 and a 16.
Okay. Allow me to just...
And I know I'm preempting, but this is the end of the round. We gotta. I've been waiting for this to happen, so I'm just doing it all
You
right now.
reach up
outside of
the
my turn.
astral hand of yours, grabbing onto this gem, and you pull, and the Reaper begins to pull back and almost try to clutch at it, and then it grasps your
Fight it.
wrist.
ER1.
And with this tearing sound, broken bone, and you see chunks of broken skull breaking away along with this gem as you heave backwards, tearing this it from the surface. It looks like it's probably only about an inch and a half in diameter, but you realize that this gem is not a surface thing.
Stake.
It is like a spike. And it is jagged, broken crystal that has been embedded in, and it's almost like a hook, embedding into the skull of this being. And then as you begin to pull it back, little pieces of the shards of it break off and shatter. Little bits of bone come loose, and then you pull it back, and you've got this ruby red crystal in your hand. And you hear this howling sound that you've heard before. It's the beholder's voice in the area. All of you can hear it. Do not interfere. And then the Reaper stumbles to its knees, half phasing up to its thigh in the ground. And it looks up. It is severely damaged. And it looks up at empty wisdom and the rest of you with those sunken eyes. Thank you.
Return to your duty. You're free. I hope.
And it fades.
And I think the astral visage drops too at that moment. And Empty just collapses again. Very, very confused.
And eventually the elementals flitter out. There's the magic that was compelling them to be there fading, and you take in this field of carnage. I'm gonna get one last perception check from Pretty much everybody.
I'll take a roll. Just for fun.
As you look at it across this scattered battlefield, burning trees.
Gotta love a 10 that's bright red because it's a nat 1.
Yeah, I got a nat 1 too.
Double nat ones. As you're all just like, that was fucked.
I feel like that's appropriate, yeah.
Yep.
Thank you everyone for humoring me with that extended turn to I like
I know.
that
That was the
Rook
end
has
of
a
the turn
19,
anyway. And you're the end of the
Alvar
page.
has a 12.
Nice.
Uh,
Did anybody beat a 20? All right. So, you breathe heavy, wipe the blades off, take stock, and come walking back into the center of this. As a party, most of you have survived. All of you have lost something or someone.
So Gex will see Rook and just go up to him and stop in front of him, kind of grab him on the shoulders and turn him like this. Just be like, slap him on the shoulders and be like, took you long enough.
Yeah, I was delayed.
what
Well-
just happened?
I think Talithar is going to try to hold down Toreg or, like, contain him.
Can I run toward Elias and his grandmother?
Of course. Yep, you run. You can see the.
Just the point of
wizard
order.
clutching her.
Is everyone, like, the ones who are down, are they actually dead, or are they just down and dying?
If they're marked with an X, they appear to be dead. There's a couple of skeletons, but you dispatch them no problem.
No, I'm just wondering, like, if anyone is, like, dying, if we can heal them, or are they, like, dead?
You look around and everybody. There's one lonely crossbowman from Hudrick's force has survived.
And then we'll
Two
just heal
actually.
them a bit. I'm sure, like the paladins will heal them a bit. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
You're all a bit bloodied and worse for wear. It definitely. Is anyone else gonna try to restrain this wizard, the dwarf wizard?
I would like to go try to talk some sense into him.
Sure. So Talithar and Balin, what do you want to say to Toreg as he's sitting there kind of mumbling, staring off the 1,000-mile stare?
I'm gonna tell him it's okay, buddy. We'll fix this. We'll figure out a way to dispel that. Let's hold on to you. And I looked at Balin like, that gem in his forehead, it is controlling him. We need to find a way to, if you can dispel the magic, or if we can find a way to do that, we can free him.
Fortunately,
Empty is largely just like
but I'm pretty low on spells right now. I'd have to rest before I'd even contemplate that. Could I maybe try showing him like a clan symbol, or like maybe like one of the dwarven holy symbols I have on me, and just saying I'm Balin of the clan Iron Eater Toreg. You know me. Try to see if I can pull him out of it.
Balin, what are you doing here?
I am on a quest.
Did you make it?
Worse.
And it looks like he's being compelled, and he tries to be making motions with his hands. Are you going to let him?
No, we're going to be stopping him from casting spells.
Okay. He's definitely trying to do something, but it doesn't appear to be. He can't do it without moving his arms. And you noticed as part of... I mean, you got a 19 on your perception. You saw your eyes immediately, Talithar, your eyes immediately go to him after everything settled down. And you can see him begin to draw runes into the dirt as a circle beginning to take shape, as he's had begun a casting of some kind, and then you stopped him.
Yeah.
It looks like some kind of circle he was trying to draw on the ground, but he didn't have time to complete it.
No, we'll be binding him up.
Yeah.
I'm good, buddy. We know you like
Balin.
getting restrained.
Balin.
Torag.
What was your mother's name, Balin?
Brunhilde.
Broomies, little one. You got big.
I did, Torag. It's been a long time. I've heard many stories about you, but it's good to see you again.
His eyes are sunken. He looks like he has at least mechanically 3 levels of exhaustion. Maybe more, and quite a few wounds. He is a wreck, but he looks at you, he kind of locks eyes and does a little smirk. Do me a favor, for old time's sake.
Whatever you need, Torag.
Kill me.
Oh geez. Can I insight check this? Like see if this is actually him or the stone talking?
Sure.
Not too good. I've only got a 10.
Oh,
He seems pretty genuine in his request. Seems pretty clear-eyed. A little hard to tell, though. He's alternating back and forth. It's hard to tell what his thoughts are and where his compulsion begins.
Empty is just walking around in a daze, not really sure what's happening, walking among the bodies that she's like are just kind of there now, and they weren't a moment ago, according to like her memory. And she's just holding this like red crystal in her hands, not knowing where she got it, just kind of walking among people, holding it out in front of her. And I imagine she walks upon this exchange and seeing him with the gem in his head and holding gem in her hands, just
Empty. You kick over some stones as you begin to walk towards the group, and you look down. You see, in a rough circle arranged, almost perfect circle of stones, just kind of arranged, empty grass in between them. And then you keep walking over towards this, and you've got this red gem as you step through. Solid grass beneath. And you hold the broken stone out towards them.
So I feel a little bad now. I just realized I have 4th level spell slots. I could have tried to counterspell that thing that killed Elias's grandmother there. But I think I can use that to cast Shatter at a higher level. Can I try casting that on the stone in his forehead?
That will kill us, or him.
jeez.
If I'm just targeting the crystalline object, though, because I think it has to be made of inorganic materials to work.
It's an area.
Yeah, Shatter's like an AoE spell. It would definitely work on the crystal, but it would probably kill us all too, yeah.
Like
That
that's
does thunder damage. I have 1st level spells left. I think I can put Absorb Elements Thunder on him, right?
That's only
no,
gonna
but what I'm
happen.
saying is it's almost like you're casting a
himself.
thunder fireball in our midst. It's the equivalent of that. So
You
like,
could solve
would
all
hit
your
everyone.
problems by casting a thunder
Yeah, you
fireball.
just basically nuke us. If you're able to, I'd suggest you just like, as a wizard, you could probably switch up spells when you rest, and
You could keep him bound.
yeah, like we're just going to keep them bound. You don't have to solve the problem right now. As a wizard, you can just easily rest, change your spell slots to spell magic.
Assuming you know Dispel Magic, right?
Assuming
Don't
you
need
know.
to learn it. Yeah.
I don't know if I took that one. I think I went for
Highly
counter
recommend it.
instead.
Probably my favorite spell. Some people love counter spell. I like Dispel Magic.
Isolde, you have made your way past this scene with the dwarf. It seems to be under control, and you take a look over towards Elias as he's cradling his grandmother. Is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I mean, there's nothing I can do for her. But I'll just kind of go and hold Elias and be like, I'm so sorry.
No.
Elias isn't gonna talk right now.
It's out of combat, so Hilda can move
Yeah, you guys
towards.
can interact. Absolutely.
Okay, so Hilda is going to first go fist bump Gex, I guess, because he's still next to her. Well, you only took down one thing, okay, and then moves over to Elias and his grandmother, and just I'm gonna take all the knowledge that I've gained from medical schools, first term, first year. I'm gonna try to channel that
And confirm.
with lay on hand.
Oh, okay.
And how many hit
The one
points
thing
do you
you
want to
look
try
at.
dumping into the fallen form of his grandmother?
Let me just say I'll dump all 45 points of my lay on hand.
Can I get you to do a roll a d20?
All right. Oof. Let's hope. Jeez, 7.
Sorry, did you say 7?
7. But I do have proficiency in medicine, so that would be a 12.
Yeah, you can add that. Yeah, okay, 12.
Okay.
So you go and you're ready. You focus. You rub your hands together. You sling your battle axe and lean down, just trying to reach out towards her to bring her back, to keep her here. And you look at her, and her face is still. She looks younger than she did when you met her. Her stress and worries have faded away and took several of her wrinkles with them. And she's cradled in the arms of her grandson, and she's still. And you stop yourself. She's gone. She's beyond what you can do at this point.
And so I also join the fold and put the arm around Eli. She at least was prepared for her end. And I know that she leaves you as a capable divinationer. I'm sorry, Eli.
He's just nodding. Is everyone around him right now, or?
There's kind of 2 clumps. Some over, but it's not very far away. It's about maybe 20 feet apart.
Wandered over. She's just kind of wandering in a daze at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if Eli sees that crystal in Empty's hand, then
Yeah, it's not being hidden at all. It's very visible.
okay. Eli's gonna look over at Empty. Can I have that?
Yeah, okay. I don't know where I got it.
And he'll just grab it and put it in his bag. Thank you. And just kind of, he's in that mind frame right now, so he kind of looks over at Talathar. If we're gonna find that thing, does the Oni still have, or the blue thing still have anything in his bag?
We'll do a check. We'll check for everything.
Sure. You begin to go through the remains of the Naga, the remains of the Oni. You find several things, especially on the Oni, this kind of shoulder satchel it kept underneath its cloak. The cloak is tattered and ruined. You guys wrecked it. It was just a cloak. But the bag, considering how many times, when you rolled, it wasn't a single shot. You guys, kept stabbing and kept hitting with an axe until this Oni stopped moving. It should have been riddled with holes. The bag is flawless.
Classic.
Wow.
The Naga doesn't seem to have anything on it besides its bizarre physiology. If anybody wanted to try to harvest anything from it, you could. Talithar, you hold up this bag that you take off the Oni. It feels like there's some stuff in it. Doesn't seem overly heavy.
I'll check it out. Maybe it might be a bag of holding, like he, carefully seeing what's inside.
Sure, you open it and you don't see anything in it. It's dark inside.
Try to see if you can empty something out. Like, is there something in it?
Roll a D100 for me.
Nice.
I gotta get something. I just got this for Christmas. I'll be right back.
Oh.
All right. There we go. My kids got me this for Christmas.
Yay!
62.
62.
5 gems fall out of it and clink, 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 clink onto the ground. And just because it's fun, they are red, jagged chunks of quartz. They probably have some value, but they're not dissimilar to the one that was torn from the Reaper. You have 5 control gems. They're probably worth something or other. They're worth about 10 gold each.
Wow. I guess if you didn't have the magic to control.
Oh,
With
you
them.
do
Yeah,
find...
probably worth more to the right person, but,
As others begin to aid with this, you also find several around the neck of the Oni, the string jagged and half cut, so it's not magical string, but around there are several of these crystals that are clear quartz with blood veins through them that seem to be control-er crystals. So you get 3 of those off the body as well. Do you want to keep...
those are just some dice.
Yeah. Do you want to keep shaking out the bag?
Sure, yeah.
All right. Roll another D100.
Okay, we can see what... 44.
A large head falls out and hits the ground, and then you're like, wait a minute, that landed real heavy. That's made of stone? You look at it, it's a bust. A beautiful piece of art. At a glance, probably worth around 250 gold.
As a expert in stone crafts, can I maybe identify it?
Absolutely.
As a recognizable, historical figure.
It's a beautiful art piece of some noble picked up somewhere. You begin to shake this out, and I'm going to say, how about this? How about everybody go ahead and roll a D100 for me? I'll keep these other 2 rolls as well. So 44. Higher is better, generally. I will say that.
And of course, I get a 5. Because, you just said higher is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can I use a plot point? So, maybe, Grandma somehow used the last of her powers to, leave something nice for me from the bag.
Sure.
Tip luck in my favor one last time.
You know what? I will let you use her portent dice. So I'll count that as an advantage.
Okay.
I'll let... Not portent per se, but, I'll let you roll with advantage.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. 80.
80. All right. Okay, I need you to roll again. It's treasure time. I need you to wow, where'd it go? I roll another D100 for me, Elias, and I'll let you roll with advantage on this one too.
40.
Well, hold on. I'll give you a choice. Hold up a sec. 40? Well, that's kind of fitting. Or 23, one or the other. All right. A pair of boots fall out. Well, you find on her. And you remember these boots. She would use these around the house all the time. And she had to grab something off the top shelf. And you'd be like, I'll help you, Graham. And she's like, get back. I can do it myself. And she would just levitate up into the air and grab what she wants and then come back down. So you have boots of levitation.
Oh my god.
You take them off of her. You take off Grandma's slippers and you put them on yourself. And you now have boots of levitation, sir. Gordon, Talithar, how did you roll?
He rolled. So I'm just going back. 27.
27. Okay, you get 6 of these art objects falling down, each worth 250 gold. And go ahead and roll another D100 for me.
Okay. Two.
Nice.
A wicked-looking, jagged, single-edged battle axe, but massive. And you can trade as you want, but you found a berserker axe. All right. We dealt with Brandon. We've got Gordon. Timely. So in terms of just coin and stuff, you just get a bunch of gems. Let me roll them. You get 6 gems, each worth 100 gold. Various diamonds and rubies. And roll another D100 for me.
I had rolled a 68.
A 68. Okay, just one sec. A ring. A magical ring. So Hilda, and you can trade for this if you want to. A ring of protection. +1. All right. It's treasure time. We need some treasure music here. Hold on. Yeah, treasure time. As you guys spend some time going through the bodies, getting a bunch of stuff. All right. I'm just going to keep going around. Isolde, how'd you do?
I got a 5.
A 5. That's right. So go ahead and roll one more time on the D100. So you got a few
29.
For a 5, you got like a couple of broken gems of the similar style, the brain ones. And sorry, what was that?
29.
29. You get a censer. It's like a strange little lantern type thing, but it's a sensor of controlling elementals. So that explains why they got to control that. All right.
Oh.
Coming up next. Do we do... you know what? Rook. Let's go ahead and roll twice. I'm assuming you guys are going to give him a cut of the treasure.
He's in there.
68 and a 3.
68. All right. Hold on. Damn. All right. 4. You get 4 spell scrolls of 4th level.
Whoa.
That's not nothing. Actually, sorry. 3 spell scrolls, 4th level. 1 spell scroll, 8th level.
Holy moly.
All right. And what was the first one? 68? You also get hold on, sorry folks, it's treasure dealing time. You get 10 gems, each worth 100? 50. 10 times 50 in gems for Rook. Okay, and you guys can divide as you need to. I'm just doing a roll for each of you. Okay, who have I missed? Gex and Empty Wisdom. So go ahead and roll. Gex, what did you do?
I put it in there.
Oh, 93. All right.
93.
You get a bunch of rolled up paintings. They're in a scroll case, and you're like, oh, okay. And they're worth a fair penny. You have a discerning eye as a former thief. You get 4 times 250 gold paintings. And I will roll a d4 on the... Ooh, that is a beefy one. All right, once. All right. Well, all right. You roll a d4, Steve. Why am I rolling?
Sure, I'll roll a d4. I like paintings. 3.
Okay, now roll a percentile dice 3 times. Quick.
Percentile? Like a D100?
Yeah.
33. 32.
That's going to be a broom of flying. You're just shaking this bag of holding upside down. It's just pouring stuff out after a little while. And you're all just like, oh, so you got a broom of flying.
Yeah.
Next one?
And then a 32 and an 81.
32. You get... Okay, and an 81. So you already got the broom of flying. 81. These gloves that seem kind of webbed in the fingers. So gloves of swimming and climbing. And one last percentile dice roller, Steve.
Yeah. 79.
A gem of brightness. I don't even know what that does.
Is that a flashlight?
Yeah, probably. Empty, I need you to roll a D100.
Cool.
My original roll was a 24. Unless you want me to roll another one.
No, not yet. You get a bunch of beautiful, ornate jewelry. It is worth 250 gold each, and you get 2 of them. And I'll get you to do another percentile dice.
Okay, I imagine like somebody is sort of pulled that out of the bag and has sort of approached Empty, like, "Here, this is for you, right?" 44 is my second one. As they're like bringing it up to me, I'm kind of just like, I don't want it, and I just sort of like walk backwards into this fairy ring and just sort of like sit down and hug my knees to my chest, just sitting in the middle of that fairy ring.
You actually
realizing that.
You almost stumble over, and you find the staff that Ashina used to use, and you're suddenly aware you don't know where Ashina is.
Oh. What? Has anyone seen Ashina? I just like picked up the staff and holding it. Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I forget what kind of staff it was. It was pretty beefy staff.
It was like a staff of the one that all druids get.
Yeah,
I think it was, wasn't
Wilds or something like that, I think.
Probably was.
Staff of the Woodlands? Was that it?
Maybe.
That sounds right.
I'm looking.
We might need to
It
look
was
that
a
up.
staff of the woodlands.
Yep.
Is that my loot, or is that just something I happened to find as well by walking into the thing?
I kind of like the fact... Well, technically you rolled so low, you probably wouldn't have got much loot. But I'm going to say you get the Staff of the Woodlands.
44 or anything, or is that just like a thing I did for fun?
The 44?
It's fine if it is. Yeah. I
You
don't need
also
other
find...
things.
Hold on. Alright. You also find... Hold on, where's the 44 there? No. Wrong table. A potion of frost giant strength.
Cool. Yeah. No, I kind of like the idea that I pick up this staff, but like someone has I'm not actually looking at the bag, right?
Yeah.
I'm very kind of
They're all just kind of
shocked from this whole
doling it out.
suddenly there's a bunch of dead things around me, and so if anybody does approach, I think she is very just like, I don't want anything. Sorry, I just stumbled backwards into this circle, right?
Now, who did I miss?
That's how she
I
noticed.
feel like I missed somebody. Matt, did I miss you?
Yeah, you have missed me. I think I rolled a 48.
Okay. 48 on the first thing is so you get 6 little art objects, just like ornate kind of coin size things, carvings and jewelry, each worth 25 gold. And roll a d4 for me. Ooh, 4. So you get 4 of these. Roll 4 100s. They're not.
I should say before
could be
somebody
interesting.
doesn't crack it, someone should write down the 250 gems and a potion of frost giant strength. Whoever wants to be holding on to that.
Empty just leaves them there. Okay, first things first. So Balin, you get a spell scroll, a wizard spell scroll, 3rd level. You also get a potion of resistance. You get a drift globe. Gotta love those.
Very good.
No idea what that.
It's I'll just roll because I don't really feel like doling that out. It was crap. It was like ammunition. A dust of disappearance for Balin, and that's it for you.
And
Did I miss anyone?
Coins worth 20 gold each, right?
Yeah, 25 gold each. And
Great.
and you
Just
get
to-
potion. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Quick question. I can't remember what I got. I heard you, and then I totally blanked.
Was it you who found the spell scrolls?
No.
Yeah,
I had a 20... What was it? 24?
You know what? I can look
No.
up. Let me
29.
29. 29. Just one sec. I'll take a look.
Yeah, you rolled a 5 and then you rolled again.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well,
You
I
got to
wrote
roll a
down
bunch
what
more
the
times,
5
actually. Yeah, hold on.
I put down what the 5 was, but
Oh,
I
you found
didn't...
a sensor of controlling
Oh, right.
elementals, but I need you to roll again, actually.
Hold on. I don't write this down now. I
2
will
more 100s,
forget.
please. Or I can roll for you if you'd like. More fun if you roll.
Okay.
2 100s, please.
That would be a 57 and a 67.
Arbor of Resistance. So, I'm going to say the cleric that fell had this armor. It was leather armor, but it's armor of resistance. And,
What kind of resistance?
And a ring of free action.
Okay.
both off the
What
cleric.
kind of resistance? Because usually it has what it's resistant to.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that.
And what was... While you're looking for that, what was the ring again?
And a ring of free movement. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
Hold on. Is it free action or free movement?
A ring of free action.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's real hard to tie you up.
Gotcha. And roll a d10?
Yes, please.
What'd you... Okay.
2. Resist to
2.
cold.
Resist to cold.
That tracks. They were throwing cold around like it was going out of style.
So that's armor. Okay. Armor of resistance, cold.
Wow. Okay, there you go. Ring of free action. Difficult terrain means nothing to you. Magic can't slow you down, reduce your speed. You cannot be paralyzed or restrained by magic. That's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Did I miss anybody? You should have at least 2 items each. I forget what the roll says. You need at least 2 items each. Does everybody get 2?
So yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks very much, everybody. A bit of a slog. I appreciate your patience. I know that was a long battle, and we went almost an hour over time. But hey, you got a bunch of loot. Oh, and by the way, I will message in the chat the gold that also piles out. Various gold and coins comes piling out of this bag of holding. It was pretty packed, and so it just comes pouring out. You got lots and lots of stuff, and you survived, which that's a win right there.
I'm just looking at the Staff of the Woodlands. That's such a ridiculous item. We had that the whole time? Holy crap! That thing's broken. I have to multi-class into Druid. Pick up some energy from it.
I mean, that
Can't-
kind
can
of
only
works
do it
with
as a
empty.
druid. I
But
kinda think it'd be
congratulations,
fun.
everybody. You survived the battle with the Beholder, although it did get away. You lived to fight another day, most of you, and we'll pick up where we left off in 2 weeks. I think we're going back to Shadowrun on Tuesday. I do need a name for tonight's episode.
Monster Bash.
Yeah.
Can get a Valentine's pun in there somehow? That would be good.
Valentine's Day. I don't know.
Breaking hearts and taking names.
That was a good one.
I mean, I gotta go with the classic My Bloody Valentine.
Oh,
That's a good one.
That's
also
a good
I Am the
one.
Beholder could work. I mean, old school, obviously, but it's there.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost
I
had you
like-
lop off. Yeah,
I like those.
I think I like the My Bloody Valentine myself. That's a good touch. All right, thanks very much, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and we'll play again. I think Shadowrun's next week, and then we'll jump back to D&D in 2 weeks. We might be changing that up in a little while, so watch your messages, and we'll see. And Internet, if you have joined us this far, you're the boss. Thanks so much. Don't forget to hit the button. And I think Steve has an ad he's going to drop in at the end after some credits. So thanks for joining us. Thanks, everybody. Have yourself a fantastic night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Good night. Cheers. Wait, I have this. You win.
What, do we level up too?
Level 10, folks. Level 10. Yeah, no joke. Level 10.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Multi-class into Druid. We just see Empty sort of rocking back and forth in the middle of this fairy circle to being brought back from unconsciousness by a Druid's magic. Let's go.
It's amazing.
Into
Do this thing.
My
Nice.
favorite class. Let's do it once more. Yeah.
One more time. It's like me, always playing bards. All right. Good.
Woohoo! I get a new blood curse.
Woo. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to hop off now. I am.
Oh yeah, me too. Definitely.
Do
Wait.
with these in the dark.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Today, we're actually bringing you a sponsorship from Canadian Heritage Moments. At night, mostly in kitchens, just like yours, all is quiet. The North Continental Paladin can be found in regions spread all across the Northern Hemisphere. Paladins are very timid creatures, but will defend their territories when provoked. They come out at night in search of their food, water, adventures, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the paladin are chips, raisins, blood of the vanquished foe, and crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in tavern room closets, using lost mittens, dry lint, clothing of defeated enemies, and bits of string. The nests must be very soft and warm. Paladins sleep up to 16 hours a day. If you have a paladin, try Uncle Juicy's Paladin Spray, guaranteed effective in controlling infestations of the holiest kind, or gather them up for the most broken party ever. Paladins, a Canadian heritage moment.
Paladin. All right. Thank you very much, Steve. That was fun. All right. And with that, we are done. Good night.